NMB Takoyaki Party is episode 72. Dawn of the first day. 72 podcasts remain. I'm joined by Arda. Arda, you get that reference, right?
Yeah.
You don't sound too confident, but okay. Yeah, so Arda is with us. Jeff is with us. He learned his lesson from the last podcast and actually got vaccinated. We gave him too much shit about being unvaccinated. In the span of 2 podcasts, he got 2 shots of the vaccine. He's actually like doing this a big one because he like got his like second one just yesterday.
Yes, I'm in the midst of downloading 5G.
Yep. Maybe in the middle of this podcast, he'll grow out like a third arm and an alligator tail or something. We'll find out.
We can only be so lucky.
Yep, and that's the voice of Ryan, who's back with us.
Yes. So this is proof that Arda and I are not the same person.
both of you are in the same room. Both of you in the same podcast. So yeah, and Ryan's back with us because Mikana is back with us.
Finally!
NMB48. Back from her sabbatical, her
hiatus,
sojourn, her mental break, minbray.
So I don't know if this is true. So this is Sleeves' theory. Shout out to Sleeves. He was asking me like, do you think like Mikana got her teeth done? Because
we noticed on You Got NMB that she was on, like her teeth look nicer.
Yeah, maybe she did. I mean, it doesn't have to be the exact. It doesn't have to be the reason for her hiatus, right? It could just be that she was
convenient timing.
Yeah, it was like, oh well, I have a month off. Might as well go to the dentist.
Maybe I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's good to see her back.
Just in time for the concerts. Actually, like her comeback was actually kind of like stealth announced. Like at first, it was like she was on the list for the Teppotai show, Kokaku Kyuho.
Yeah.
Kuho.
Well, yeah, and sometimes they do fuck that up, the ticket center names. So like a lot of members were like, oh wow, that's interesting.
Which one is first? The Potato or the poster? Lolicon poster. I think Lolicon poster.
I think the Teppotai first, and then the poster.
Teppotai first, right? Yeah, and then
the poster kind of
next
confirmed
day
it, like, oh, she's actually back.
Yeah.
We first thought it was like a weird like glitch. Oh yeah, she's on Ticket Center. That's weird.
Yeah.
Which case we also like jumped to 2 conclusions. Either she's gonna pull a Hinacho, or she's actually back for good.
Yeah.
And like I think the poster, which came out like maybe a couple days later, which this was advertising the Loli concert part 2, where it had all each generation like standing like in a line, looking really cool. And you had 5th gen, you had D3, you had 6th gen, you had 7th gen, and in the D3 poster you have Mikano's there, like off to the side.
Yeah.
And
well, I guess that confirmed that she would be in the concert. So if she, like it was like a lot of things, right? It's like you can never guarantee these things, right? Whether they would quit or not, we don't really know. But then when we saw her on like the poster for the concert and all of that, it was more like, okay, so she's gonna be in the concert, so maybe she's not gonna quit.
Yeah, and then also it confirmed like because like Yuria and Hinacho weren't on the posters, so we knew okay, they're still like not gonna be in the shows or anything. But I think that was probably announced before that they weren't gonna be in the concerts. But yeah. So Mikana came back for Kokohaku Kuho, and it was kind of weird, like her first show back. They didn't really like give a whole lot of fanfare that she was back or anything. Kind of just like did the first 3 songs and then did the MCs, and Mikana just kind of like calmly said, "Hey, I'm back. I'm looking forward to doing a bunch of stuff again."
Yeah, and then
cool.
Wakapon, like. She had like banter with Wakapon, right? So
that was like probably the most we got out of any of the other members.
Yeah, and then it was like okay, like, I mean, if they're talking that much, like maybe she's not graduating. But it's good. It's good that she's back. I mean, I don't know. Like this is her It was her second hiatus, so you're always like suspicious about stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, good for her. Good for her. She's back. She seems to be back. I mean, she seems to have not regained her previous position though. So
Yeah, as evidence in the concert, which we'll talk about later.
yeah. Speaking of second hiatuses, see, I gave you a segue now.
Yeah, you did. So yeah, Haasa actually went on hiatus again. Actually, it wasn't even. I don't think it was even hiatus. I think it was just like she's taking a break due to health. I think they didn't quite, I guess, give a whole lot of details, but like I think she like canceled her Hanshikai
Yeah.
days, and then also this was like about a week before the Osaka Jo concerts.
Who
So-
I think, was it Aruda? Were you the one who thinks it's COVID?
No, I think it's somebody else.
Someone.
Yeah.
There's someone in the court who thinks it's like she was close contact with someone with COVID and she had to quarantine.
I kind
Because
of suspected it.
Yeah, because the dates match up.
Yeah, because she's already back.
Yeah,
Like,
only
as of
around
this
10
recording,
days.
she's already back. Like,
Spoiler.
yeah. But yeah, it was just, it's just kind of like weird. Yeah, kind of missed all of the
I
concerts.
mean, it was also because all the like sister groups, HKT, SKE, had tons of COVID cases coming out, so that was the first thing on everyone's mind when like a health issue comes up. You know.
Yeah, like AKB is like still having like a daily report of someone else getting COVID.
Yeah, and you kind of felt like management was really, really eager to get these concerts done because they've already been postponed once.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't want anything to go wrong. So it's not like solid evidence, but it would, if you wanted to create a story, then it's easy to do that.
Yeah, so there might be some kind of conspiracy going on, like she took the bullet for us, so we didn't have to cancel the concerts because of Corona. Because I think if it got out that one member actually had Corona, they would have to like probably cancel the whole thing again.
Well, I mean, they could just say, I mean, she was out, but then not announce the reason, which is what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think she had Corona though. Like maybe it was quarantine. Because I think if she had Corona, they would have to have said it. Like it would be like a massive conspiracy if they didn't.
Yeah.
I'm more for the close contact theory rather than her herself getting Corona.
Yeah, maybe she got it from one of her pets.
I think that's rabies.
Is she
yeah.
raising penguins now?
Yeah, penguin. Yeah, pangolin, not penguins.
Bats.
Or bats. Yeah. She's back. I think she's already on the schedule for Kokona Seitansai next week.
Yeah, she is.
And I think already had she's posted on Twitter again too. So yeah, good for her. Good to have her back. Good to have Mikana back again. Okay, and so then in some non-hiatus news, we have Momone's Photobook. We talked about this before, but actually now have details on when it's coming out. It's coming out on October 20th. And they're going to be doing 4 different covers through the different shops. So HMV, 7 at Rakuten, and then I guess just everywhere else will have its own cover. It's being published by Kombuncha, who they did the other recent NMB books, NMB 10th anniversary book and the Ion Memorial book. And they're reusing the Twitter account. I think does it still say NMB 10th?
Yeah, it does.
The actual Twitter name, and then they just changed it to Momone book or
good
whatever.
for her. She has the followers built in.
Yeah. Hopefully it does well.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does better than Yabashita Fu's book of it only did 700 or something.
Really?
In
Wow.
1 week. It was less than 2,000 maybe across 3 weeks.
I mean, I'll buy
Well,
one.
there are 4 cover of it. Then maybe her fan will buy more.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're doing this because they're not confident it will sell that well. Because, looking at her Hanashikai sales, it's not that good.
But you underestimate the how much of a management favorite she is though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's gonna get dropped from Senbatsu or anything, especially with the fact that
There's
giving
no
her
one
this photo book.
or that there's gonna be no one in Senbatsu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many fan forums, like, they're like worried about how badly this is gonna sell.
I mean, you've seen. I mean, no, I mean, it's probably gonna do worse than Fuchan's one, right? But who cares? But if you've seen, like, AKB girls' photo books, like, I mean, it's gonna sell like 2,000 copies or something, and no one gives a shit.
Yeah,
I'll be optimistic. I'll say maybe 5,000.
that's a lot.
Maybe around 3,000, I think.
4,000. 4,000. So 1,000 for each type. All 500 of her fans buy 2 of each.
No, I mean, she wants to also do like hopefully like things get better, and then she can do like in-person like
Font
signing events or something like that.
Meet and greet.
And then it's like buy 5 copies and you get like a signed photo or something. Like, for example, recently Tanigawa Airi, the graduated NMB member, she did something like that where if you buy 10 copies, you get like a photo with her, and then she'll sign it or something like that.
What the hell? Is she from SKE now? I mean, I think that's stupid. Like the buy 10 copies get. I mean, that's just like
That's like Chica Idol stuff.
Yeah, it is Chica Idol stuff. It is
or
literally
like some members. I think I want to say like Amichi actually did it for her like birthday event or whatever. Yeah, you buy like 5,000 yen or 10,000 yen worth of her like weird random merchandise stuff. You get take a picture of her, or you get like a checky of her or something. So it's kind of been a thing for some of these like members have gone like solo. She Who Shall Not Be Named has been doing it, I think.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is inevitable, right? Like, you have to make a living, and you have to, abuse your limited fans. So, I mean, I don't really criticize them for. I'm not gonna say anything bad about them for that, but it's just sad. It's
the
just
nature
sad
of
to
the
see
business.
this. Yeah.
But Momone is still in the group and has fans of the group who aren't necessarily her Oshi, but still like her, like me and
Like
Anja,
Jeff.
who are
Yeah.
gonna buy a copy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, you guys were also responsible for her getting the photo book anyway because of the whole
Well, yeah,
I
I
actually
played
played
it.
quite.
voting thing.
I played quite a bit of Mahjong.
So you have to take responsibility for it. So,
We set her up in this vulnerable situation.
Yeah. Anyway, maybe they'll do the same thing they did with like Miru's photo book, where they do the bullshit lottery. You buy some copies, and then she'll only you get the little sign, like the live stream sign event on YouTube, or she'll like shout you out while she's drawing a picture or something. That'd be cool. Yes, check that out. Momone photo book, October 20th.
There's a bunch of off shots already. Looks pretty good.
if you're into that sort of thing,
Are there any articles in it?
probably there's probably going to be an interview or something.
The most important part.
Yeah. Okay. Next thing. I guess Ardo take this. Talk about Wakapon, new project. So Wakapon, Investor Z,
Yeah.
mangaka Asahi Shimbun serialization about money and investment. What's this all about?
Yeah, Wakapon is gonna be collaborating with this mangaka for Asahi Shimbun Serialization about mainly I think a talk about investment and stock, because in her Seitansei she talk about investing in stock since senior high school. So yeah, this is the continuation of that.
Dang.
Did she have like GameStop or something?
I don't know what kind of
Yeah.
stock she investing.
She might be like really filthy rich right now.
Right. I mean, or is she like going down like the Bitcoin route or whatever? As an idea for your next Hanshi Kai over, talk to her about Bitcoin and the blockchain.
Go to the moon.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. I actually didn't know that she actually did like is into like stock trades and stuff.
And she's majoring in economics, right?
Yeah.
Is she? Wow. What the hell is she doing in NMB?
Maybe it can be her final task or something.
She's gonna she's gonna like help NMB go to the moon. So Yuria, she announced graduation a while back. They actually confirmed that when she's actually leaving, and she's leaving on August 21st. That's her graduation stage. So actually, by the time you hear this, it'll probably have already happened.
It's a Teppotai theater show.
Yeah.
Teppotai theater show, actually, and I think there's like they're doing like 2 shows that day. One is just a regular show, and then one is her Seitansai and graduation event like combined.
Oh my god, I just looked it up. She announced graduation on June the 14th.
Yeah.
She did like call her Hanashikai stuff, so she
Well,
So wait, she did. So she like Miru now or something? It takes 3 months for her to graduate.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's complained about her Seitansai so previously.
Yeah, they never did her Seitansai, right? Like I remember
it's
that.
gonna be at this graduation thing. It's like both.
Oh, it's a combination.
Yeah. I think they did the same thing for maybe Manatee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It was more like they just wanted to get it over with.
Yeah.
Because we had like 2 concert periods, and I think a lot of members were busy doing rehearsals, so they couldn't really do theater shows.
I mean, she announced in June though.
But I think she was already like on the hook for like the Hanashikai. That's probably why she stuck around.
Okay. I mean,
And that's probably why also like why Miru.
Well,
stuck
probably
around
also
as well, too.
waiting for school break. Yeah.
I guess so, but I mean school's gonna be starting back up by the time she's done, so I guess yeah, and it's fine, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so she'll be taken out. She's gone. And then, weirdly enough, another member who announced graduation like a long time ago. Still radio silence on this one. Hinacho, yeah, still complete. We don't know what's her deal. Is she just gonna is she just like running out the clock until this just disappears, like like Ogawa Yuka?
Holy shit! Do you know when Hinacho announced graduation?
Was it like April?
Probably May or something.
No, April 21st.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It's been 4 months.
And it's like
She
not even a
doesn't
good
do
reason to
Hanashikai, right?
delay it, like because like the other members like last year, was it like Rumina and
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was because of COVID.
yeah, Ayatine, like yeah, it's because of COVID, and like they waited like 8 months or whatever to finally do theirs with actual fans in the audience. This is like no actual reason. It's still just like she hasn't showed up at all. I guess she was still sending Mobame until
The last one, I think.
Mikana came
It's
back.
already stopped for a
Yeah.
month.
According to Jar, it was until, like the last thing she sent was in July.
So like 1 per month, so they can justify making you pay.
300 yen. 400 yen.
It's pretty fucked up. She doesn't do Hanashikai
Yeah,
either,
she
right?
wasn't
So what
in-
the hell is she? Why is she still there?
No concerts, and then like in the concerts they just present she doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
Like they say,
there's
oh,
none
there
of
are
the
only
promotional
six
stuff.
6th-gen members.
Yeah.
And
Well-
and like in all the merchandise, she's not there. She's not even listed.
Well, neither is Yuria, so it's
No.
just weird how they're doing this. Did they forget about
Yeah,
her?
it's I mean it's just I mean we know why she's like suspicious, right?
Yeah.
But like they never treat like graduates like pending graduations like this.
Yeah, not this poorly. So it has to be really bad, or
She's busy with his college. Her college.
maybe she was just hanging around to get like the Yoshimoto vaccine or whatever.
I mean, if you think about it, though, which member did they treat worse? I guess like this would be on the level of like Azusa and
Well, that was the fastest. It was not dragged out at all.
yeah. I mean, Suchan, I guess, and what's her face? Rinachi.
Rinachi. But still, like Rinachi still like did stuff. She still like finished up
She
her.
was still given a graduation stage.
Yeah.
With Rinachi, I mean, they at least protected her pride or something. Even though it was quite obvious what happened, but Like with Hinacho, it was like nothing. Like, I feel so bad. I mean,
It's just this ghost.
yeah. I mean, even even if you do subscribe to that idea that she quote unquote did something wrong or whatever, and she's involved in whatever that, but you don't do that to someone.
Yeah, this all just makes it worse. It makes her look more suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, just let her leave. If I mean, it was fucking April. She should have been gone, like in May.
Yeah, or at least like, I mean, the fact that she announced it, and then like the Sujan treatment where the management announced it on a blog. I think worst case scenario might be like the Ogawa Yuka situation where just
Wait.
her contract just ran down. She like left before her actual graduation.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess with Ogawa Yuka, she just didn't want to do anything anymore.
Yeah, I think like her like apartment lease or whatever ended, and so she had to move out.
There was another member. Oh, Namimi was like that, but she just lived with Marin or something.
Stay on her couch for
for
a couple weeks.
Namimi didn't leave on bad terms at all.
Yeah. I mean, I know exactly. She like Ogawa Yuka didn't leave on bad terms either.
No.
Just that, the timing wasn't right. She was like, "Yeah, fuck you guys, goodbye."
Yeah, screwed over by
Yoshimura.
Yeah.
Not allowing audiences.
Yeah, so it's a weird situation with Hinacho. Just get it over with soon is kind of what we're asking for.
So, we don't have the streak anymore, right?
No, we haven't had it. Even last month we didn't have it. It was supposed to be Anju, but she disappointed me.
So the streak has been broken.
It's twice now. Now the streak is how long can we go without a graduation announcement? We're starting a new streak.
What was
now.
the last one?
2 months ago.
Yuria.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 2 months ago, Yuria. I think
Yuria was the last
Yuria's
one. Oh, that's so.
It's a nice change from like 4 graduations in 1 month. Like we had.
Oh my god.
Like 3
So
months ago.
I mean, it's because we've run out of members who
We're
to
over
graduate,
we're over the
basically.
COVID effect of last year, and then the non-battle burnouts, like Rikati.
Well,
And
do you guys think
Rikati's weird because she's like now like doing
nothing?
a bunch of like idol and like influencer YouTuber
I mean, it's
modeling
probably,
stuff.
I think she's similar to like Amimaru, where. Well, no, that's an insult to Rikati. But it's like being an idol but not doing idol stuff. So
or like she doesn't want to be like under. She wants to like do her own thing.
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah.
I think COVID is a big part of it, like not having handshake events, because she's doing events where fans can actually meet her in person.
Yeah,
Even Namimi
because
is like
if
being idol, right?
if you go to Chica,
Yeah, and Namimi is doing. She's
doing cam girl stuff.
She's doing like becoming an idol, like ambassador for a theme park in Tokyo,
Sanrio Land.
Yeah, she was auditioning for it. There's any update on that?
No, I mean apparently it's still ongoing. I saw it on Twitter.
Weird.
She's near the top of the ranking, I think.
I mean she's always like been always said like she liked like My Mellow or something.
Yeah.
So good for her.
This suddenly turned into like a graduated member update corner.
Yeah, like the new next gen grad member update.
But it's good though that we haven't had. I mean at this point there's no one to graduate.
I was trying to say, like, with the COVID effect and then the non-battle effect, you kind of like the remaining members have reasons to stay, which is good.
Yeah. Except, well, I guess Anju just wants the health insurance.
6gen also getting pushed from
Yeah.
management, I think, starting to getting pushed. Yeah.
Like I said, if they screw us over again, and I don't mean to say screw us over, but like don't go with a full like next gen push in the next single. Like I could see Anju maybe being like one of the senior Senbatsu members. Like get like the Yukitsune thing where she was in there for 2 singles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Are there members who were one and done? I guess like Shion, but she wasn't even
Riona?
like. She wasn't even
Shion
like
too.
No. Yumin is not one and done. She's like
she's 2.
This is her 3rd one.
No, it's
so
actually her
2.5
fourth.
if you count.
Must be now.
No, it's the 3rd.
2.5. That's what we call it.
Yeah. So.
Must be now is
Her
half.
first one other than Must Be Noun was Koi Nanka.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's her.
Yeah.
It's her 3rd. Yeah, so she's not
So-
one of the, see, that's the thing though. If they put like, random members, like, veteran members, they don't really one and done them.
Yeah, like Wakapon and Renapion.
Yeah.
Every
So-
time I look at the Tokonoma Senbatsu, I'm like, wait, Renapion was still in this?
You would think, right? Like, Renapion would be a good example of a one and done. But,
Yeah.
no, they kept her until, whatever.
Yeah, same with Yuki-tsun.
So, I think Anju gets another one. And then, maybe when
That's
they
it,
drop
probably.
her, that's her time. That's her signal to go. Unless, she really likes the health insurance. That's a
Yeah.
joke. Everyone in Japan has health insurance.
She's gonna get the booster shot when Japan starts doing it.
in 6 months or whatever. Next piece here we have it's kind of follow up to last month. We talked about the 123 TV YouTube channel thing that some members are doing it with Uka, Harakaren, Yuina, Rei,
Shinshin.
Shinshin. That's it, right? So it was a weird YouTube channel thing at first, and then like after like episode 2 or episode 3, it's like, oh, this whole thing is a whole like ad and promotion for a pachinko slot place. And I guess actually we noticed it like actually when we were in Namba this last weekend, like, oh, there's the 123 pachinko place. It's like actually on the main street to the theater.
It's a big
Like-
chain. Like I saw it in other areas. In
Yeah, we saw it we saw it in other places too. Yeah.
But it's like a NMB Osaka version of like all the pachinko stuff AKB used to do.
But they haven't actually made like an actual like pachinko game.
Yeah,
with
I
NMB.
wonder how far this will actually go. I'm not sure NMB has the like selling power to like make them do a whole game.
Yeah, I mean it's still like it's owned by Kyoroku, the old Yoshimoto.
No, I
think they still have ties with-
Kyoraku is a pachinko company, and Kyoraku Yoshimoto used to be a holding company that was owned by both Kyoraku and Yoshimoto to do
Yeah.
like, entertainment stuff. So there was a time when I don't know, it's things. I mean, we've talked about it like in a couple of episodes before. Like it's things that we don't understand that happen, like NMB being part of AKS, being part of Yoshimoto. And then, so there was a time, like I think sometime last year when NMB reverted to Kyoraku Yoshimoto. Now they're back to show title. So we don't know what any of that means.
Yeah, it's a bunch of like inside baseball
They don't want us
business
to know what
stuff.
It means
Yeah,
either.
Yeah.
shell companies inside shell companies, like Russian nesting doll shell game or something.
Yeah. It's a lot of it's probably like tax evasion stuff.
Yeah. Money laundering and shit. Yeah. Anyway, it's like weird. It's still going on. I think it's like 9 parts now. It's like every Tuesday and Friday they have like a new episode.
Call it like they're marketing it as like as a regular TV show for NMB, but it's really just like one long shoot that they did, and they split it into like 20-30 minute episodes.
Not in that long, like 12, 15.
Oh.
Like, they're pretty short actually. And actually it's like, and actually it's called Gao Gao Princess is the name of it.
That's the name
That
of
was-
the
that was-
unit, yeah.
Yeah, and that was Harakaren's idea.
I mean,
Like, They kept on coming up with ideas, and then they kept on shooting down her ideas, but then they couldn't come up with any other ideas, and then they're like, oh, fine, we'll just use Karen's thing.
Always trying so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna complain because content is content, right? It's
Yeah.
like those like JCOM whatever things, the Hokago Bukatsubu or something.
Mm.
Like
Oh, yeah.
no one watches them, but whatever. Better something than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the closer it gets to like them going to the pachinko parlor, and I think today's episode was that. It's like the first
Yeah.
time they play pachinko, the more I get like ugh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like feeling shady. But the first few episodes were kind of nice. It's like the first part when they pretended it was like not related. When they went to a restaurant and were like
Yeah.
fishing, that was fun. And then like they have one where it's like they surprise Uka and Shinshin with a birthday cake. Like, oh, that's sweet. Okay, now we got you in. Now we can make you play
Yeah.
We
pachinko.
can sell you pachinko shit.
Yeah, it's like a fucking like pyramid scheme, selling Amway or some shit.
And you know, like Jeff's talking about like pachinko being shady and shit. But like, if Chihi was on this, he'd be like in the nearest pachinko parlor playing now.
I mean, that's why like I'm like kind of invested in this because Harakaran's in it.
I mean, honestly, I'm glad he's not in it because of that.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to imagine if like Yuri was in something like this. Like, I still probably wouldn't go to a pachinko parlor though because it's fucking disgusting.
And it's so loud. I would like lose my hearing.
and get tinnitus.
Yeah. And it's so bright. It's like being inside a konbini, right?
And they used to all be smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they still are. I think.
Yeah.
It's just gross. Like, if you're listening to this and you're curious of what pachinko is, like it's slots basically. It's Japanese slots because you're not
slots
allowed to
combined
gamble.
with like Plinko, like Peggle, that game, but it's like less fun.
Well, there's something called Pachi slot, man.
Yeah, that's what this is what it is too.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's gambling, and it's gross because you have like all these old,
it's
old
not
people.
gambling because you're not betting.
You
money.
win prizes.
You're betting balls. And then it just so happens you can sell the balls.
It's like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. It just so happens that there's this store right outside the pachinko store that will buy your balls for you.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
And then I played it like once. I think I messed around with the AKB one, and like you put in like 1,000 yen, and like all of your balls are gone like in a minute.
Yeah.
It's a big waste of time. So I recommend instead do the metal games. I really like the metal games because 1,000 yen that'll last you for like an hour, and you're just playing this dumb like coin pusher game.
Yeah, and you never. I mean, either way, you're not gonna win. So
you're just wasting time, but at least hey, you get more bang for your buck, even though it's still wasting money.
But this one will have NMB members.
Yeah, hopefully, maybe we'll see.
I don't think so. Like if they ever make one, it's gonna be like just one machine or something. So,
and there's gonna be a huge line of
yeah.
Because I don't think like NMB is not that popular that they would like create a machine just for them.
Yeah. Well, you can play pachinko in Yakuza's game though.
Yeah, it's not fun in that one either. Also, Mahjong isn't fun either. I still haven't learned how to play Mahjong. I can't get those trophies because they have like a 50-page manual on how to play Mahjong. So yeah, I'll get Jeff to go play it for me and give me the trophies. But yeah, moving on. Let's see, Shinshin and Rei. Speaking of YouTube channel stuff, Shinshin and Rei are in this Kansai. I think it's mostly for Kobe, or is it? They're only showing Kobe right now. Like shit, us. Sannomiya? Is it Sannomiya?
Yeah.
It's named.
Here comes the Kobe master. That's why we brought it.
It's named Sannomiya, but they go to other places.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I think one of them they even go all the way to like Takarazuka or something, or Itami or something. So that's like not even.
That's
or
basically Osaka.
Yeah, or like Amagasaki, right? That's Osaka. It's just called Hyogo. But yeah, I mean, there's not much in Kobe to be honest. So I do understand why they would go to other. I just thought why would they name it Sanomiya? Because it's like naming something Shinjuku, right? Like it's a major station.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you just like lock yourself into that place.
They don't even have Payama anymore.
What's that?
It's like a now it's like a office building or something. Payama? You don't remember Payama at the outside the station? It's like kind of like it's like the Hachiko of Sanomiya.
Oh yeah.
It's these like little like slope things that look like boobs, and they call it Payama. But yeah, it's like the Hachiko of Kobe of Sanomiya. Everyone that hangs out there.
It's across the street though. Anyways, whatever.
Yeah, they got rid of it, and now it's just like an office building. Yeah. Actually, I know it might be a kombini.
No, I think it's like Hankyu. They built something. Whatever. Like this is like 2 inside baseball.
It's like from like 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Specifically, like 10 years ago, Kobe.
Yeah. But yeah, Rei and Shinshin are doing these videos, kind of like doing some touristy stuff.
See, like if Amimaru stayed, she would have been doing this.
Yeah, I understand Shinshin because she's from Hyogo. Why Rei?
Yeah,
and she's
they
Rei's
put
like
in
clear
Xeon.
across you have to cross through Osaka to get to Shiga too. So anybody from Osaka would have been closer to Kobe than Rei.
Yeah, or you could have put like Zeon's from Hyogo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
could've
See,
had her in
okay.
there.
Now I'm upset. Should have just gotten Zion to do it. Zion.
If Ion was still around, she could have promoted it too.
That's true.
Have any of you watched it?
I think I watched the.
I only
teaser?
watched the Shinshin dance cover video.
Is it supposed to be like like kind of a date video or something?
No,
No,
they
no,
are
because
visiting
she's
cafe or
walking
something
around,
like
she's
that.
walking around. Yeah, she's walking around Kobe. What you should do is look for the I think Dorian Shonen special extra video where Yuri is walking around Kobe.
Is that like on like one of the DVDs with the
Yeah.
Dorian Shonen?
Yeah, it's an extra DVD extra for Dorian Shonen.
It's so
I think it
random.
was Yuri in Kobe and then Miru in Kyoto. But I've never watched the Miru one, so I don't know.
It's so weird. They filmed the music video in Taiwan. You'd think they would make like a Taiwan special.
Doesn't work like that, Jeff.
It's like how the year they did the Asia tour, and they did
for
that's
Masaka,
the year when
Singapore.
Masaka Singapore came out,
Yeah.
but they didn't do the tour in Singapore.
Yep. They got all the way to Thailand, though. They've never
Yeah.
been to Indonesia.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing. This showroom bullshit contest. God,
Oh
another.
my god. Another one?
We haven't had one in a while.
Like, Bis is Aoki. So he just, like, you know, he loves this shit.
And I believe the people participating in this one on NMB side, it was Koto-chan, Yunanan,
Yeah.
and Aipi, but Aipi I think gave up like after day one or something.
IP's never gonna win a showroom contest. Like,
She's the
shit.
next card.
Oh,
I mean, I don't think she's
shit.
even the next Karen, though. It's like her personality, she's not that kind of person.
She is simply chaos.
Yeah. She's like Anju, basically, if, you know, Anju was more stable. But yeah.
But yeah, I
That
think
was a dumb contest.
Koto-chan I think was the one who ended up like winning or getting
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, it was pretty like a landslide.
Yeah. Even though like Yunanan, like it's like she does showroom like every single day just normally,
Mhm.
so it's just been like I might as well do this while I'm already doing showroom, so wasn't too much trouble for her. I think I only watched one of them though. Threw some stars.
Did we describe what this one was about last time? Like,
This is the first time I think we even mentioned it. So
what's
what's that
the
what's that
winner
stake?
from each like AKB sister group goes on to like the final round, and then one will be picked for like a solo feature one will be picked as like a exclusive model for BIS, I think.
Yeah.
And then the rest will have like a few pages in one issue. Something like that.
Yeah. Also, all three members that participate in this NMB contest also guaranteed to appear in Bisto. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
So all just by joining,
Yeah.
they won.
Well, it's a good strategy. Just do minimum number, no one gets upset.
Yeah.
They were probably like scraping for people to actually show up. That's why like IP seems so weird to not be doing this. And
It was during rehearsals
yeah,
for the
for
concerts.
yeah.
So IP like being one of the all three of them had to rehearse for 3 concerts, but IP in particular had trouble with it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, she's always having like technical issues. Like even when she first started doing showroom, like her phone was always like garbage and using like a Gattaca basically. But yeah, so good job. y'all get something.
Participation prize.
Yeah. Cool.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's the friends we make along the way.
There we go. That's the way. It's the Tokyo Towers we get along the way. There we go.
I read.
okay.
I read that like the showroom holding company is like losing money hand over fist.
They start, yeah, because I think they started, like, they dropped the whole, like, they dropped the NMB show, the Shabekuri Hour, like, a couple months ago.
I mean,
I think there's, like, a Nogizaka one, or some Sakamichi one that's there now.
The model that they're, like, their model, right, is basically using, like, famous people to, gain, money. Like, there's a limit to it, of course. So, I mean, eventually you're gonna run out of money to give to famous people to stream this shit. So, I mean, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna
garbage
lie.
too.
Yeah, it's garbage. Fucking everything is garbage about Showroom. So
even more so now because, like, I think they, like, did a massive, like, reject.
Yeah. So Aruda, can you let's talk about that.
So, like, basically they blocked every country except for, let's see, like, Canada, the United
and Southeast
States,
Asian countries.
Korea,
Southeast Asia.
Oh wait, so it's open for
Yeah, it's open for.
Yes.
Oh, because you guys have JKT. So
Yeah,
okay.
Indonesia is safe because of JKT, of
Yeah,
course.
you can't block Indonesia when JKT members are streaming.
Yeah. Pretty much those places, and, like, Italy, I think, is the only European country that's not blocked.
Yeah, for some reason, right? Basically,
Yeah,
they just
all
took,
the
like,
rest of Europe.
the top 10 countries that access Showroom. I'm gonna bet you what happened was, like, they wanted to block China, right? But they couldn't, like, outright say that they will block China.
Yeah.
So what they did is, like, okay, let's look at, quote unquote traffic, right? Like, how many people access the site. And it's like, okay, top 10 minus China, then that's what we're gonna accept.
Yeah, because they said the reason for the sudden foreign block was, like, there was a lot of improper access from certain foreign countries.
Yeah. It's quite obvious it's China, right?
Read between the lines, yeah. Highlight, like, every, like, fifth letter or whatever that spells out China. China don't care.
So wait, does that mean that Taiwan and Hong Kong are blocked too?
No.
No, they're actually excluded.
They're separate.
Yeah.
Oh man,
China's gonna be really happy.
And they call them Taiwan too.
Yeah.
Not Chinese Taipei.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Taiwan, like, in kanji, and then Hong Kong in kanji also.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Their Showroom is recognizing them as countries.
Yep. Yeah, but it kind of sucks. Yeah, if you aren't in any of those countries that are supported, then, which I think I pretty much all the Europeans and all the South American people. It's like Brazil's blocked, Australia is blocked, New Zealand is
Africa
blocked.
also.
There's not really a whole lot of fans there.
Misaki's tweeting about America again.
Oh shit.
I think she's still young, of course, but I think she's feeling the heat.
Yeah.
So that's why. I mean, it happens to everyone. It happens to all the the foreign girls, like the girls Matt likes. In that they're like, okay, how do I get famous? So I'll just use English because that's what I know.
I mean, clearly, like, she talked to, like, management or, like, other members for advice, and then they told her, oh, you should play up the American thing more, and that's why she put the flag back in her name.
Yeah. She has an American flag and a heart next to it.
Yeah.
And then, I did hear it the one time I go, I mean, I'll talk about it later, her little lobby speech.
What?
Oh, the NMB lobby speech. Announcement or whatever. But I couldn't really hear it that well because it was noisy.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if she wants to get famous, like, obviously, like, the American character is not gonna be it. But it doesn't hurt, I guess. I mean, does it hurt? I don't know. You have fucking racists though.
Hey,
so
Tanieda English worked.
I mean, it didn't really work though. I mean, Matt loves it. Matt loves
bring
it.
in guests screaming and dragging to show up, like to get like Miru and Yuri and Puchan to show up.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I can't say it was I can't say it was successful because, like, from the YNN point of view, like, Mita Gahaku or Amakara was more successful. But I mean, I wish they would do like Misaki English because it's a different thing.
Yeah, and I think they kind of like opened it with the whole American like quiz thing that she did, because they basically did tiny English bits in that hour program.
Yeah.
I even asked her like, who do you want to have as your partner? She's like, oh, I think Anju would be good. But the problem with I think of having like the thing like Aipi and Emichi was
because Aipi was an idiot, so that
Aipi was idiot. Yeah, so you need like someone, you need like basically like I think like Coconut would have like been a good one, or Karen would be a good one, I think probably.
Like if she wanted like, so I don't know, like we could brainstorm, I guess. Like it would need to be someone with like at least good banter with Misaki.
Yeah, I think that's why she picked Anju, because I think that's the one she's like most comfortable with.
Yeah. I think someone like Miu would be better.
Yeah,
like
well, I think,
straight man. So straight man and Bokeh.
Yeah, Miu or I guess Wakanya
or Aipi. Aipi would be hilarious, I think. Right?
That'd be more chaos.
Because she would be like, oh, I graduated high school. I'm in college, so I should know all of this. Yeah, I know. Okay. Now I'm upset because this Misaki and Aipi show is not gonna happen.
No, they had to. Damn, I had to do a camera. It won't happen. It's YNN's choice. Yeah, spam. Use your bot accounts to keep on spamming at the YNN account to bring IP English.
IP English.
Miss IP English. Miss IP English.
So where does like the IP being afraid of foreigners thing come from?
That was me going to her Hanshka. And like her like you saw the video.
Yeah. But like she hasn't made any like public pronouncements. Oh, she has, right? Like she always like comments on like Misaki English stuff.
There's the summer call thing.
Okay, is that enough?
You're gonna get mad at me for posting this. I responded to her.
Me? Are you gonna talk about like your shitty school lunches in Washington?
No. Well, close enough.
Oh my fucking god.
Like, did you ever have these? That post pictures of Lunchables. I think they did do like a Taco Bell branded Lunchable before, but it's like really.
Did I ever have the ham and Swiss one?
It's all that or like the turkey and cheese.
I like
cheddar.
the pizza one. What happened to the? They like really shrunk it down. What happened to the one where it comes with like a drink and a candy?
I think they still have those. Alright, so next, so NMB had some concerts this last weekend at Osaka Jo Hall. So me and Jeff went to those concerts. We were there on site, in person, on the field. Ryan was actually supposed to join us, but some stuff came up and he couldn't join us.
Yeah,
I think actually, well, that's the answer we have on paper. He actually he actually said something really mean about Chihi, and Jeff got really angry, so he kicked his ass and. But there were no beds for him, so you couldn't actually go to the hospital. Okay, that's a little too real.
That's too real.
Anyway, yeah. So me and Jeff went to Osaka for it's like my fucking like 4th trip to Osaka in a month. Jeff's like 3rd, 4th trip also in a month. To go check out the concerts. So yeah, it's at Osaka Jo Hall. And it felt a lot like 10th anniversary, how that was happening. So a lot of people were there. Kind of felt like a little like NMB festival. It was raining that day, which sucked. And we got some goods. We ordered some goods from the online shop and then picked them up at the venue. But they did like the whole like pick up at the venue stuff. You'd like register a time, like a half-hour time block or whatever. So I think Jeff picked like 9:30, and then I picked 10 a.m. And we got there a little before 10, like just barely around 10. Could figure, okay, might as well just go line up together, because they're not super strict with like being, if you're late, you're okay. If you're early, it's a problem. But they were really slow with the whole like goods pickup situation. So like I think when we got there, like they had people in line, and they were for the 9 a.m. pickup slot. And we're like, what's going on? And then I guess we like tried to like get in line, and they're saying, okay, yeah, now we're letting people in at it's supposed to pick up at 9:30, and it's like 10:15 or something. So I was like confused. So I was like, but my pickup time's at 10. Jeff's time was 9:30, but I decided, hey, let's try to guide and smash this. So we get in line, and then they're gonna be basically before you go up to the stairs to pick up your goods. There's like someone who will like check your phone to make sure you have like the right pickup time. And I was gonna try to just like play dumb, like, oh, it's 10 o'clock, I should go in, right? But then I decided, oh wait, Jeff, take a screenshot of your mail that says you're supposed to be here at 9:30 and send it to me. And then I show it to him. Yeah, no problem. I think I got lucky. My guy didn't even like care. He's like, oh, do you have like the Corona email thing?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, sure, right here. And then okay, cool, go on.
Last couple of times I've been to concerts, I've used the same one.
Oh,
Yeah.
They
Showed it
don't.
to them.
Yeah, it's like Osaka is making everyone going to concerts and other venues like register for like contact tracing, and you're supposed to like scan a QR code and then get an email saying, so that's how you're registered.
Mhm.
But then like the people checking that you registered, all they care
Don't give
is
a shit.
like seeing an email on your screen like with like
The Osaka Corona logo or whatever on it.
so then you could just use the same email over and over, which defeats the purpose. But like, I don't know how well this contract tracing works anyway. So
Yeah, we haven't like gotten any kind of like response about like a cluster or anything at any of the concerts we've gone to. So it's just a Corona theater.
yeah,
It's nothing. I remember like when was this? Like I think it was during 10th anniversary. Like Takumi was running late, so I just like lined him a screenshot of my thing, and he showed that, and he was able to get in.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you think about it though, like if you're staff, right? Do you really want to like the hassle of going like checking? Let's say you find someone who doesn't have it, or it's wrong. Then you have to like call your supervisor or whatever, right? Just fucking hassle. Just let them in.
Yeah.
That's why. Well, this probably is not for the podcast. But,
Yeah. Anyway, some of the goods I got for this show. Actually, I normally don't get goods, but some of these I couldn't resist. They have these uchiwas this time around, where the backside is blank and it's like whiteboard material. I'm not sure if it actually is whiteboard material. It's just like you can write on it with a washable marker, and it shows that it kind of stays pretty good. It's worked all right. So I got 3 of those. I got Anju, Harukarin, and Misaki. And so you can like kind of write your own like custom message on the backside, write whatever you want. But I didn't use the little dinky pins that they gave us with those uchiwas. Instead, I bought some like big old Daiso washable markers, and then in different colors. So I got red, blue, and black. So I got that. And then they had these armbands that were for the Loli concert, where they're from the Loli concert members. So I got a Harukaran one and a Yoshino Misaki one, green one and a pink one.
Yes,
Their colors.
yes, the colors of each gen. I wanted a Nanaho one, but she sold out really fast.
Yeah. The site was kind of janky too, the online website. Like I like got in it right when it started, and like it took like 5 minutes before actually like the goods actually started like letting me actually order them. I was like, wait, this is weird. And actually, the armbands. I was thinking they were gonna be like wristbands style, like work band, sweatband style. But no, they're like actual like armbands, like you would like pin to like a jacket or something. If you had like a safety pin, it'd work alright.
It's an Asian thing, like some like school like class president would wear that armband saying like, oh, I'm the class president, right?
Yeah. Hall monitor. Yeah, so I got those, tried putting them on, didn't work that well. Like I think they're supposed to go up way higher up to your top of your arm, but like I couldn't get it up that high because I'm too swole.
Yes, we'll see.
So like they're like hanging around like the middle part of my like forearm, like kind of loose and awkwardly. So I got those, and then I got Harukaran face towel. The only reason I got this, normally I don't get the face towels, but it's like her like doing Piro gesture like as the picture. It's pretty nice. That's why I got it. What did you get, Jeff?
I got like all the individual Chihi stuff, so like a towel, the regular uchiwa, the whiteboard uchiwa, like some keychain things, like a flag, and then like the IC card case. And then one Nanaho thing I got was the whiteboard one, Uchiwa.
And you drew the cup noodle fox on it.
I do recommend everyone to buy the Uchiwas because it's the when they release Uchiwas are really random, and it kind of sucks if you're in like the theater or a concert or something, and then you don't have an Uchiwa for your Oshi.
Yeah.
So I recommend you
actually. I think
buy one.
In large venues, it's actually kind of hard to see the official ones because it's like it has the name printed really big on the back, but then they used to have the name printed in kanji really big on the back, but the colors don't really stand out that well. So like a lot of people buy custom Uchiwa. There are certain websites like Mojipara where you can order them, but it's like you can. It's a black background, and then you can order these like bright colors, and then with like all the custom words that you want to write. So you can write your Oshi's nickname, or like some people will write like, "Oh, make a heart sign," or "Point at me."
Yep.
Just to get like attention from the members.
Or you can be like Jeff and make your own.
Before they announce the official ones, and then buy the official ones later.
And then use both.
Yeah.
I remember like one of my earliest memories of Jeff was in a restaurant in Kyobashi, I think, and he was making Uchiwa for, I think it was Mocha, right?
Yeah, it was Mocha. Because it was my the day before that was my very first NMB concert, 7th anniversary. And then I realized, wow, like if you have a Uchiwa, you get somewhat dress. So then I like went to the Mojipara store in Osaka and bought something really quickly.
Yeah, I mean it's easy to make Uchiwa, and you can be like as lazy as you want. Like you can make a really nice one, or you can make a really shitty one, or you can be like me and pay someone to make it for you.
Oh, you use the like the design on Mojipara?
Fiverr.
No, I mean mine is actually 3D, so it's in styrofoam and everything. So I don't know. I found like this person who makes it for like Johnny's or whatever.
Oh,
but they started branching out to like female idols, right? So they had like Yuri one. So I bought. It wasn't that expensive. It was like 1,000 yen or something. But they only send you the thing, the neon words, so you have to put it on. So the only work I did was like I went on Amazon and I bought like a Johnny's like kit or something, which is the Uchiwa, the fan itself, and then random stuff on it. But I threw away the random stuff. I took the Uchiwa and then I stuck the styrofoam on it. And that's it.
Yeah,
that's everything I did. But I mean. It's arts and crafts, right? Like you could totally do it yourself. It's not high art.
Yeah, and then some people, including Matt, just write on a sketchbook.
Well, the sketchbook is like the kind of janky one because it's really hard to see during. I mean, if it's the theater, it's fine. But if you're in a concert, there's no fucking way they're seeing that.
Yeah, as Misaki admitted.
Yeah, she told me in one of the calls. Actually, I even tried testing it with Andy at the Miru concert. We'll talk about later. Basically, unless you have it lit up, they can't really see. They can see that you're holding something, but they can't actually see what you're saying because I have like a big Piro one.
Oh, I have a friend. Shout out to Jo from Thailand, and she used to have this light up board.
Oh, I thought that was Rona.
Oh yeah, it was Rona. Well, Jo also had one.
Okay.
So
they get the same idea.
Yeah, they had the same idea. But like the Jaws one was Kawaii Sugiringo, I think. It has like an apple that lights up.
Nice. Yeah, I think Rona just had like light brights
like
stuck to hers in a
and it was completely illegal, by the way.
Yeah.
You should totally not do that. if staff catches you, you're in trouble. But they're because they're girls, right? So it's like obviously staff is more lenient with girls, unfortunately. So if Jeff ever did something like that, he'd probably be banned forever.
Because that's for Chihi, the Ringo. But she doesn't use that anymore, so.
Kawaii Sugiringo. It's completely wrong as well.
But yeah, that was the goods, and then also we got the special like tickets that come with goods. So for the Natsu concert, we got the light up non-bat that you shake. Instead, it only give you one instead of two, instead of like a whole set of two. And there's like little beads inside, so it sounds like a rattle. And then it has like the 12 colors or whatever, 15 colors to change through.
And what's special is that the like NMB leopard print on it is gold instead of the regular black.
Oh.
Yeah, and the handle is gold too. So Donald Trump approves. It's neat. It's not sure if it's worth. Yeah, I guess it was worth probably 3,000 yen. Yeah. Anyway, so that's like kind of like getting into our seats. So, we had okay seats, I guess. We were pretty close to the main stage, but still a little far and kind of like decently. We're in the stands, so basically no seats actually good in the stands unless like you're in the front row.
I mean, if you're in a concert, like, unless you got really lucky, there's almost no good seats anyway. So I wouldn't stress out about it.
Yeah, you're mostly just there for like the experience of like the whole atmosphere and stuff. Even though it's still weird with the whole like Corona restrictions.
Yep.
No shouting and stuff. One thing I noticed is like half the arena is all the girls section.
Oh
wow, really?
Still like where we were.
It wasn't half. It was like a third or a quarter.
The front. So like you saw like how it's laid out. And it's like so there's the stands, the big circle, and then the arena. So the right side, if you're facing the stage, the whole right side up to halfway through, that's all the girls section. So it's like unless if you're a girl, you'll probably get pretty good seats. But if you're a dude, you're probably like kind of roll the dice. But yeah, you're not really going for the good seats. You're not going for the commie seats, really. So yeah, then let's get into the Natsu concert. So the first concert, they opened it up with an announcement. Yeah, just an announcement. It was kind of like a video. It's a video of like some like girl like doing auditions. Like at first we thought, is this like eighth gen?
I thought it was gonna be like the theme of this concert. It's like they make up some girl. It's like the story of her auditioning.
Yeah, see like this girl like she was auditioning and then like she like really wanted to get into the group and like so she got like they show videos of her like cleaning in the practice room and like talking to Akira and stuff or whatever, and then like cuts to like Cameron saying Yokoso NMBA or whatever. And then Giant Mesa shows up 7.5 key or whatever, 7.5 gen.
Yeah.
And the member's name is Lee Siyeon.
But that's the weird part, right? So I actually
it's like all katakana and then weird kanji.
So because I was actually working that day, so I started like later. So I saw like people on the Discord talking about it. It's like, what the hell? So did they announce 8th gen or something? And then I looked at the screenshot and I was confused because they only showed the name, right? And it was
it was kanji.
It was in kanji, and it was not Japanese. It was clearly not a Japanese name. But like first thing I saw was like, oh, Chinese?
Yes.
So I was there. Like our seats were kind of. I mean, the whole video went by pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. So they wrote on the screen like the name in kanji with the katakana on top, Siyeon. But then I see the 3-character name starting with Lee. I'm like, is she like Chinese, Taiwanese? And then being Taiwanese myself, I'm like, oh shit, I have some hope.
New Oshi. Chi who?
No.
Nana who?
But because like I didn't really hear them like say the name clearly either. And then until like they introduced her again at the end. Like she said, "Oh, I'm from Korea." Blah blah blah. Then we know, okay, she's Korean.
Yeah. So when they did the thing right, it said like and I was actually discussing this with Logic on the Court. It's like I think it's Korean. They're Korean because like they would say ri, right, if it was Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how I decided that she was Korean, and I was right.
I saw the katakana and I got like PTSD from Produce 48 of seeing like all the members' names like in katakana. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's Korean, but yeah, we're still confused. But yeah, so yeah, Siyeon has joined NMB, and yes, they had her come out and perform Yume wa Nigenai all by herself.
Yeah, I was stunned. Like, wow, your debut is gonna be at Osaka Jo Hall by yourself.
Well,
doing the new anthem of NMB.
Well, it's Zenza, right? So Joe Eriko did that in an AKB concert.
Was that her? I mean, but she was revealed before that as part of second gen, right?
Well, that's true. Yeah, you know, you're right. But I mean, Azusa did it too, but it wasn't a performance. But she was announced in Osaka Jo Hall.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my first time seeing it live, so.
Yeah, and I guess it's kind of like the story behind how she actually got into this. If we want to try talking about it, I think we still don't know all the details exactly.
I mean, it matches up. So the stories
with
match
the rumors
up.
and stuff.
So what we guessed was what happened was probably how it happened.
Which was, so she originally auditioned for 7th Gen, and I think there was rumors of like an overseas member.
It wasn't rumors.
That was part of the
management announced it.
Oh, yeah, they said there was an overseas member.
Yes.
Yeah, they said that there's because they had to. So they had 7th Gen auditions, right? And they had to suspend 7th Gen auditions because of COVID. So when they restarted 7th Gen auditions, I think when do you remember when they restarted, Jeff? It was
I think it's July
right?
2020.
Okay, so July 2020, they announced that we are restarting auditions, but there's this one member who is foreign and can't. And so this was during the time of COVID, so Japan closed its borders, and no one could get in unless you were a Japanese citizen.
Yeah, because even people with visas, I think, were still in this weird, like, yeah, maybe you can come in, like, if you bring back, like, a death certificate of a
not
relative
even,
or something.
Even. If, even permanent residents could not get in. So unless you literally have a Japanese passport, they wouldn't let you in.
Yeah, but I thought that one was Misaki before because of her English. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? You're right. Like we didn't know, right? So okay, maybe it was Misaki, but so we didn't know who it was. Yeah. So when they announced 7th Gen, it's like, oh, the foreign girl is Misaki, but apparently not. So that's why we have a 7.5 Gen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so actually they think she was able to still get into the country, I guess, this year, and that's when they did like the special audition for her in March of this year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she passed that audition, and then debuted as 7.5 Gen.
And she was only introduced to the other members like a week before the concert.
That's kind of fucked up, though. Why would you?
Because members can't, like fucking Aipi, she can't like keep a secret, keep anything chill. So.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's cool to have her, I guess.
Yeah, it generated a huge buzz.
Yeah, like all of, like basically a bunch of people who came out of the woodwork, people who don't give a shit about NMB or even AKB. They're like, oh my god, we got a Korean, bruh.
Yeah, second Korean in 48 group.
Oh yeah, because isn't the first one like in like SDN 48, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought she would be the first one.
Apparently, her name is also Siyeon.
Oh,
one was Jong Siyeon.
SDN one.
Jong Siyeon.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, interesting.
The SDN is ancient history, and it like does not really count as 48 group.
They're around for like 2 years or something like that, or
She has like 14,000 Twitter followers already.
Yeah, like she got Twitter like on day one, like day after or day of she was announced, and already surpassed all of 7 Jin.
Oh,
Like,
well,
or she's still
except
behind
Miyu.
you.
Yeah.
She's still behind Miyu.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because yeah.
and she also revealed, like, she like was talking in Yunanan's showroom, saying that she doesn't actually have direct access to the Twitter account. She has to send the text to a staff member who then posts it for her, which is good. Like, she's just started, and you don't want to expose her to Twitter, especially being Korean in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan. Yeah, I bet like the crazy people were
bad.
having.
That's a bad idea.
But I mean, in general, there's a lot of support. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of Korean fans of 48 Group, including people who are like mostly AKB, like came over, like followed her, saying, "Oh," like replied to her in Korean.
That's good. For the most part, right? Like you know, like with fandom as well. Like I think 90-95% of people are fine, are like good people. It's the others. It's the small 10% who are assholes who ruin it for the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's always gonna be like that though. So it's a problem with any fandom.
There's assholes everywhere. Just ignore them and
exactly.
The world will be a better place.
Yeah, I mean, I will be honest though. I think it's gonna be hard for her as a Korean member because the idol industry attracts like the really really online people. Like, so in the Western world, like when you say like the really online people, it's like very very far left people, right?
You mean far right?
No,
far right.
But in Japan, the really online people are basically your grandma on Facebook. So that's why I think it will be.
He's saying extreme right wingers.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, so that's why idols attract those kinds of otakus, and I mean, Jeff, we've talked about this, right? Like we've already seen like people who are quite unhappy that NMB has a Korean member.
Yeah, I haven't dug enough to see like direct replies to her, but like in online message boards or like comments on news articles, there's clearly a few like very anti-Korean comments.
Yeah, and I mean, it is what it is, so you should just ignore them.
Yeah, but the members are like already trying hard to like make her feel welcome.
Yeah, and I think that's the important one too. It's like if you're Oshi like takes photos with her and hangs out with her or whatever, like you have no choice but to like her too.
Like almost half the members posted a picture with her the day of the concert, and then in the clip of her being introduced, like a bunch of members went up to her right after and started talking.
The funny thing is, I want to say, I think the every single member taking a photo with her like just makes me suspicious that it's a management thing.
This is like the weird like cynical take we gotta come out with.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Like promote her.
And then, but also some of it is like genuine interest, but it could also be like the Koreaboo people also.
There's that, and then they understand how they can empathize and see how hard it is for her to come alone.
Yeah, because isn't like Yuzu like someone who always like tries to like become friends with all the new members? Really early on. So.
She's actually quite well known for being like very welcoming to new members. She's good for her.
Plus, Yuzu can practice Korean more.
now you're gonna get like the Koreaboos basically,
which is like half the members.
Yeah. But yeah, cool to have her in the group. Hopefully, it helps like give NMB more exposure to the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, she did Yume wa Niginai, and then actually a cool part of that is like the Gambare was actually 7th Jin, like on a screen, like pre-record video saying Gambaro.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, you guys didn't see that?
Yeah,
I saw it.
Okay.
No, I told you guys. I saw it late.
Oh, you missed it. Yeah. Yeah, that was cute. Yeah, and then then the show started, and it kind of like just did like a bunch of like their top songs. Kind of like a quick like no break. They did like 10 songs.
11 songs, I think. Yeah.
11 songs in a row.
Wow, that's nuts.
No breaks, no MCs.
Well,
like, oh, this is
and
they're all like songs they've done like 100 times over and over again. But
the cool thing was that they basically broke everyone into 3 groups and rotated so that 1 or 2 groups were performing each song at a time, and then the others would go off and change outfits.
Mm-hmm. And then like there's the big group song. So I think where me and Jeff were seated like actually it was really good for me because Misaki was off on the far side, so had a pretty good like view of her whenever she was off to the far side. There's one part I think is in Kitagawa Genji where like they turned her back to the front, and she's looking up at the screen watching the dance moves so she can know what to do.
Classic Misaki.
That I noticed now, like that's pretty funny, but embarrassing. But I mean, she didn't like mess up royally. I think she wasn't running across the stage in the wrong spot.
It's been almost a year.
Yeah,
she's improved.
She's getting better. Yeah. Still a little bit off, but whatever. That's how it is. After they did the whole like kind of hype was like I guess it's like the hype block.
Best song was "Oh My God" Chihi double center.
We don't care, Jeff. That's
Momone.
Okay, yeah, I don't care either. Good stuff. Yeah, and then we had MC, and then they brought out the Q Mark corner that we were promised at the end of non-battle for winning the non-battle. And this is the part where Jeff had his like protest part where he turned off his pen light.
I thought
I had mine pink for Karen, and I was waving the Pio sign. So they did their song Irabushi Monotachi. Irabushi Tachi. Anyway, did their song, and then it got a little weird. That like Kumar did their one song, and then like you see on the screen, Leopage, a mixed juice.
Oh yeah,
combine.
It's like what the hell's going on?
Yeah, we felt like combine. Like, wait, are they like gonna be like doing this like shuffle and combine the teams together now or something?
Captain Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is based on their rank in number battle.
Yeah. So they had Leopage and Mixed Juice both come on and perform some songs together. And so where Jeff was protesting the previous song, I protested this song. They did Teacher Teacher, and I was like, fuck. I'm just like looking at him like so angry.
I was so happy.
So that, and then they did another song, Kanjo ni Narimasu. So basically, it took like a song from each of the groups' set list.
Wait, was Kanajo in Mixed Juice's original?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was their second song, yeah. So they came on, and then Chosetsu Kawaii and Frontier came on, and she was like, oh, that's weird, they skipped Wink. I guess, is Wink going to be doing a solo or something?
Oh, I thought that too, actually.
Yeah. So they did Skinanda and Honest Man, which, Honest Man, is that Frontier?
I
don't
think
think so.
I think it's from something else, but they did
it's
it.
from the Yume wa Nigenai Kenkyusei stage.
Yeah.
But it's like the type of song that fits Frontier, and like the
it's pretty good.
Cool song.
Cool and fun, uplifting song. So that's good, yeah. And then Wink and Q-Mart both came out. And I think Jeff's a little conflicted at this point.
Should I boo? Should I cheer?
I'll just look at Chihi and cheer.
But Wink was up first, so it's better. So actually, I thought either Wink was going to come out solo or something weird, or they were going to do 3 at a time or something. They started off Uhoho, so I was happy, and they had Yuina and Harakaran be the gorillas in the song, so that's actually pretty fun to watch. And then the next song did actually was pretty cool, the Aishiki Rival, Itoshiki Rival.
Old Team K song, I think.
But it's like it's in a clear message. Yeah, we're totally like, we're rivals. We're sending a message.
And it's Chihi and Nagisa double center. Fourth gen like frenemies.
Okay, there we go. There's 4th gen members. And then all the members came out and they did Namba I.
With Kojin Center.
Kojin Center, yeah. And then they broke off and did the MC. And I guess actually, like, I think Nagisa explained, like, Humart, like, yeah, when we like, found out we won the Dawn battle and got this like half-hour corner, we really decided like to share the reward with everyone else because everyone worked hard in the non-battle. So good guy Q-Mart coming out for the whole thing.
Close the chapter on non-battle.
Close the lid on the static cup.
Sleeves and I are still bitter.
Which I think, okay, that's all right, yeah. And yeah, then it is whole like variety corner, which I guess Ryan didn't like it.
But, this was all like Natsu Matsuri, so summer festival themed.
Yeah, so they had these like food stalls, like little like displays set up.
I think it's I don't know. I've had like bad experiences with like concerts that had like random variety corners in the middle, which is why like I just wish they didn't do it. It's a waste of.
It's super like if it works perfectly as planned, it can be good. If it doesn't, because it's a live thing, then it's kind of a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea. So they did like a
some contests,
shaved ice eating contest, and then like this ring toss game, and that's the second part really dragged on because members literally like were missing and not hitting the rings.
Or you had like Shiori, who was like her target was Wakapon. She was trying to aim it over.
And Kokona is cheating as
like,
well.
oh, pick the cute prize that you want. She's like, oh, I want the Obasan.
I think Kokona had like the best idea though. Just put it.
She just walked up to it and dropped it on
her.
Yeah. And Wakapon's like, yeah, that works. She got it on there.
Kokona was probably like, what? Who's gonna tell me no?
And then eventually, like, Wakapon started like cheating, like, oh, she'll catch the ring and put it on the thing. Like, here you go.
Yeah,
and so there's part ring toss, and then whatever under each prize, there's a little like challenge they had to do, a little like line they had to do, like a little like thing. And then they had the crowd like vote for their favorite little monologue thing, and of course, Mikana won.
Of course.
Just like last year in Lolly
Yeah.
concert.
She had to do like the like cat speech or whatever.
Yan
Yan speech. And she used her nickname, so it was like kind of cheating. It's like Mikan Yan. It was kind of sloppy, typical, NMB stuff. It never goes
But
as
I think
planned.
this corner will be better in
version.
Lolicon concert compared to Natsu one.
Yeah, I guess so. It could. Yeah, I think so. Especially because it seemed like you want to focus on the next gen members with that, but you had to have Nagisa around to be the MC and give the color commentary. But yeah, so they did that, and then they did some more, like their summer song block, the follow up on the Hatsu. Good stuff. Finished. And then they got to the encore, where they did Shidare Yanagi and then Otoshiana, which I was actually surprised they did Otoshiana. I was expecting that to be at the Loli concert.
Yeah.
So when I was like, oh shit, I wasn't ready for this, and then like I had got really excited.
So like technically on the like CD recording, every member is listed as a singing member.
Mm-hmm.
But then like in that My Playlist 7, when they performed it, it was only 9 members. And they were all like they are basically next gen, so like 5th.
Yeah.
Yes, Evan Senbatsu plus Yuina and Shinshin.
Yeah.
At this concert, they also performed with those 9 members in front.
But then everyone else was also there.
And then even like
the
like Senbatsu members who aren't in Otoshiana even like went to the back stage, and then everyone else was on the sides. So they really highlighted those members.
And kind of, I guess, like show like what this song kind of is. I feel like you weren't here, Ryan, to hear this, but now I'm gonna tell you, and you get to hear it for yourself. This is like the new version of Niji Skurikata.
Fuck you.
It kind of symbolizes, hey, youth, and we're young and stuff.
I don't know. I mean, it's a cute song, but I don't know if it has like the lasting power of something like Niji. But then Ryan, you hate when Niji gets co-opted by young members, right? So isn't it good that something else is taking its place?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, but it doesn't need to be the same thing, right? Like it's not taking over from Niji, but it's not better than Niji.
I didn't say it was better.
Well, Matt did.
I didn't say it was better either. I just said it's the new Niji. That's what he got. The new doesn't always mean better.
No, it doesn't.
Also, I don't think it's going to be like this set group with the way like Niji Skurikata was, where he had like those 5 members, or 6 members, 5 members.
Niji never actually like performed it with those members a lot. Like they performed it like maybe 2 or 3 times.
Because Shu graduated.
Yeah, Shu graduated.
And
very fast.
Left.
Yeah, so it's always been like Yuri's song rather than like of those of that group.
Coco-chan song.
I mean, when Coco-chan loved that song because it was until like she got like Romantic Sayonara, it was like her only song.
Mm-hmm.
So it was both like sad.
Yeah, so they did that, and then they had Siyeon come out and introduce herself. That's when she said, "Yeah, I'm from Korea." Blah blah blah. And then they had an announcement that is Mighty and Anju were promoted to full members from Kinkyusei.
Stand talent.
Yeah, actually, I agree like with this decision, like especially with these 2 members. They definitely like they work hard, like they like do substitutes for like every single team.
Yeah.
And I think there was a thing we saw on Twitter earlier today showing like which members like have been like shown up in most shows.
Yeah,
and like I think like Mighty's been in like 28 or 24 or something, and Anju's been like in 21.
Else.
Yeah. And like next one up there is like Nanaho, just randomly, and then Yuna is up there. But yeah, I think it's good. Those members have worked hard, so I think it's good call. But also it's a weird thing because there's not really a difference between Kinkyusei and normal member with how the non-battle teams are set up. Because everyone's still performing in the non-battle teams. Yeah. Basically now they don't perform in the Will Be Idol now.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. Like,
yeah, it's kind of just like a symbolic gesture, really.
Yeah,
it was good job.
It was it was a reward for them for being basically theater girls.
Yeah. They can change their hairstyle now.
Yeah, that's true. So, how did other members react to it, Matt?
Yeah, so we noticed that while like they were giving their speeches, like when it was announced, Aipi, who's in the back, was having a meltdown.
Yeah, this wasn't shown on the recording, the live stream.
Yeah, but we could see it because we were pretty close to where she was standing. Yeah, she's just crying, and Misaki's next to her and is like kind of trying to comfort her. Nanaho is there, and I think Yumi or Chihi were.
Yeah.
Also nearby, like turn around, trying to.
Aipi was like sobbing into her hands, like uncontrollably, and like hyperventilating. That level of crying. So then, like, Nanaho and Misaki are both like supporting her, and then Chihi turns around like, maybe we should be okay. Maybe we should take her off stage. And then Nanaho's like, no, I think it's okay. And then like a minute later, Nanaho's like, okay, maybe we should take her off.
So crying sad or crying happy?
Sad.
Definitely sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's.
I think it's kind of like. It's kind of extreme, right? Like, you know, why?
It is because
I think it's kind of this weird, like, imposter syndrome.
I mean, it's the first time they've been like compared to each other with like, you know, who premiered in the Kenkisei stage and who got what position. But then this is like another big judgment, like, okay, these 2 are head and shoulders above the rest of you. Like the rest of you need to work harder.
Y'all suck, especially you, Misaki. No, but yeah, definitely I get it. And so I think maybe Aipi she probably got maybe a little full of herself, especially because, like, you know, she was part of Q-Mart and they won the non-battle, so maybe she thinks like she probably deserves.
No, I don't know if I would read that far into it. I think she's just, I mean, she's just really hardworking and really, like, how do you say, like,
extreme, or
she takes things hard.
Yeah,
like
Majime.
For better,
sweaty,
for better and worse, right? Sweaty.
Yeah. But yeah, it took it really hard. But I was thinking like back like with like how the Kinkyusei stage. I don't think she was maybe like 5th or 6th position usually, like
No,
4th or
no,
5th, 6th.
I think she was 7th. Like she was like the original one, right? The original one, she was like 7th.
Yeah, and then like for other ones, she's also been like 6th or 7th. Like whenever Misaki comes in,
I think you're onto something though, Matt. I think being in Q-Mart or whatever like gave her like the idea that she's like higher than she actually is.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that's not that's not a criticism on her. That's not a bad thing, right? But I mean, I guess it did serve as more of a wake up call for her.
Yeah.
Or like, well, management was like, not really.
Right.
So I mean, that's life.
And I can't remember like off my top of my head. I think Mighty was definitely like 2 or 3. I think Anju, if she was 3 also.
Oh,
I know
Mighty
Fuwa
was
1
2 and
the...
Anju was 3.
Okay, yeah. So definitely that makes sense, like why those two also, like if you look at it that way.
Well, I mean,
also,
if
like,
you were
Fuwa didn't get promoted, but also Fuwa is like kind of.
I think Fuwa has the same. I mean, if you would look at it from the Riona point of view, right? Like, Riona didn't get promoted early either, and the reason for that was. I mean, I think the reason for that was, they needed a center for the Kenkyusei stage.
Yeah.
And she had it, I guess.
Yeah.
So like I say, it makes sense. It's kind of the same situation. Hopefully it's not the exact same situation when we lose Fuwa early.
Wow. No.
Especially because I like Fuwa.
Insert Riona emote here.
Yeah. But yeah. So I mean, yeah, it makes sense that like Mighty and Anju got promoted.
And, the order of promotions doesn't really...
No,
yeah, at this point. Yeah.
Like, Nanaho is the first set of D3 6th gen to get promoted.
Yeah, and look where she is now.
She should be higher.
She's Jeff's number 2.
Doesn't get
so
you placed in Senbatsu.
Or even in Otoshiana Senbatsu.
Right.
But I mean, she's like obviously, subbing for every like group like behind those 2 members though, so she's working hard too. But yeah, the whole IP meltdown happened.
Yeah, so she didn't come back for the last song.
That was the first megaton. And then the second megaton is 8th generation auditions have been announced. And they had like a whole video, like it's kind of like, hey, live your dreams. Give up your youth. all these other messages showing up.
Give up your youth for our entertainment.
Yeah. Be on a stage. Yeah, and yeah, they announced 8th generation auditions are happening, and I guess submissions for those are going on until the end of September. And I guess if we try to think of the timeline, I guess maybe they would show them at. I don't think it'll be too soon to get them out for like 11th anniversary.
I think it's January next year.
That's a good call. I think January for like the New Year show maybe, or even the end of the year maybe. But yeah, so they announced 8th gen, and then after that we saw Misaki was crying. I wonder if like Misaki absorbed like all the sadness and tears from Aipi, and then so she had to like start crying because there's no one else to take it from her. And so she's crying, and I think it's definitely for her. It's definitely, oh shit, I'm gonna get, overtaken by these new kids. And I think she even wrote like a really long like Mobame like a couple days later, kind of just saying that like, yeah, I need to get better. I have like 4 months left. I should say that. That's my words, but yeah, I guess I could totally see, especially because she's like bottom of 7th gen, and I mean probably even like Siyeon's probably already overtaken her.
Yeah, I think that's true.
But yeah, same deal. Like, Nano was comforting her, and then I think Chihi started comforting her, also checking on her.
At least she stayed on stage for the last song.
Yep. So Misaki 1, Aipi 0. There we go. Keep the score. Yeah. In which case, then they did the the one song that can like turn any frown upside down, and that is Seishun the Lap Time. And then that was Hatsu Natsu. Yeah. So overall, I thought it was a good concert. I liked. I had some concerns how like they kind of like blew their load with like all the top songs right away, and I'm like, are they gonna like have not gonna do any of these for the other two concerts, or it's gonna be repeats, or the other two concerts gonna be a lot of like B-side like B songs, I guess.
No, we heard Rush Tonight like 5 times.
Songs I don't like. Song of the year. Which case I would, because in my tier that's like a B plus song. Yeah. What did you guys think of the Hatsu Natsu?
I was actually surprised. So of the 3 concerts, right? The Hatsu Natsu one felt like the extra one, like the unnecessary concert. And I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it actually. And that might be because like it's been a while since I've seen a concert. When was the last one? I think like Ion Grad, I think.
Yeah, you came with me.
Yeah, so it's been a while since I've seen a concert, and it's like, oh wow, it's still fun. And the members like did a really good job. Like even putting aside my complaints about the variety corner, like I think it was a good set list. It was kind of enjoyable. I was kind of the Nam Battle corner was basically the unit corner, right? So
yeah,
it was okay. So I usually bitch about concerts that don't have unit corners. But I mean, this one I'm not gonna bitch. I thought it was perfect.
It was a mulligan. You got a mulligan with this one.
Yeah. It was okay. I mean, that was basically the youth corner anyway, so it was okay. It was enjoyable. They tried their best, I guess, to make it like very like summery. I guess they had like Goshakudama, Nagichi, whatever. It was fun. They did fun summer songs, and I applaud them for that. Where they actually had a vision for the concert and they executed on it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So I'm not gonna bitch about it.
Yeah. Arda,
it was a good concert, and also I was kind of surprised on how management able to make buzz around the concert by Lee Seon show, and also it support the again audition narrative, because with Lee Seon coming from Korea, it will make assumption that all countries can register to be NMB members.
Ooh.
Oh. Yeah, that's cool, yeah.
Well, other than COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically if your country's on like the no-fly list or whatever.
I think that's just like India or something. Right?
Yeah, I mean they keep adding more and more countries, but
yeah.
I mean, if people were completely free to travel, I could imagine like more people from other countries applying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe sometime in the future.
All right, Jeff, you got any last thoughts?
Yeah, I like the concept of like those 3 groups rotating and doing the non-stop block in the beginning. The members hyped it up like on various radio shows, saying like, "Oh, this is gonna be so awesome! It's gonna be like, it's gonna feel like the fastest concert ever." But actually, to me, it felt like the longest, but in a good way, because I was enjoying the whole time, and I didn't want it to end.
Yeah, I think 10th anniversary kind of felt like that too, where it was really long, but it kind of went by pretty quickly.
Well, I'm not gonna compare this to 10th anniversary. That's silly.
It's not fair.
Yeah,
it's not fair. 10th anniversary. This concert's better than that. No, it had no danceable. At least that's there. There you go. There's your.
That was the one missing thing. No danceable.
Yeah. I guess go about Arda's point. I was actually surprised that they did like the 8th generation announcement here. I was expecting that to be at the Loli concert. and even the Siyeon.
They shoved every announcement into this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I have a kind of a theory about this, and it's because, I think not so many people were hyped for the Loli concert, where everyone, like, old fans would come to this because, you still have, like, your old gen fans, your Chihis and your Nagisas and Miru fans that would have come to this concert. So I guess they probably want to get that news out to as many people as possible.
Which one? The Siyeon news?
For the Hatsunatsu concert.
Yeah. I think management had the idea that the Hatsunatsu concert would be the least hyped one. Like people, and it's true though. Like it was the least hyped concert, and that's why they added all the they wanted the member reactions, right? It would be pretty dumb to make these announcements in the Loli concert anyway.
But I think we'd have the same affected members though.
I think
because I don't think Anju gives a shit about fucking Hyojin.
No one gives a shit about Anju. You care about Anju, but you want Miru there. You want Nagisa there. You want if you want to get on the news, you need Nagisa there so that people can say that reporters can say that Shibuya Nagisa commented blah blah blah.
Yeah, and also the thing with Loli concert is to highlight the current next gen members. You don't want to overshadow them with you guys are gonna get swept away by this new gen in a few months, right?
Yeah, that's a good call. I think it's also the same reason why you don't have graduations at Loli concert, because you're trying to highlight the current rather than the past or the future. It's the Ghost of Christmas present. I guess if you look at these concerts, this is the Ghost of Christmas future. Loli concerts the Ghost of Christmas present, and then Miru's concerts the Ghost of Christmas past. If we're going backwards, I guess. Which it'll make sense when we actually talk about those concerts. So let's get to the next concert, which was later that day. So this is the Next Generation concert, or as we like to call it, the Loli concert, which includes 5th Gen, Draft 3, 6th Gen, and 7th Gen. And they were kind of hyping this up the whole time, before the concerts, with the whole teams, the different generation teams doing the whole thing, which and that was pretty much the meat of this concert. Was that the first half of the concert was just this whole team battle thing with the different generations, and they each had different teams. So 5th Gen's called the Gomadango team, so sesame dumplings. D3 is the Dorayaki team. 6th Gen was the Roll the Cake team. And 7th Gen was the Namachoco chocolate team. The different teams. So I guess before we get into this, which team was your stan team?
D3 Supremacy.
Dorayaki High School.
I was the Roll Cake High School, the Roll Cake Engineering School. Is that what it is? Yeah. And I just noticed the kanji for what the high schools are. Okay.
Roll Cake. Oh, because it's Roku. Okay.
Yeah. They're all these dumb numbered. How about you, Ryan?
The third high school.
Yeah, probably. I honestly
Sankaku McDonald's Sankaku Pie High School. Whatever.
I thought all of it was kind of lame though. to be quite honest.
That's the point. Yeah. But yeah. And so they open up with their hardcore songs. Punkish, Teppen Totande, and Majiska Rock and Roll. You guys in the mood for this whole team battle, school battle thing. And then each of the teams did their own songs, and with there's a whole drama going on. So first up was 7th Gen versus 5th Gen. This is probably the corner I was a little iffy on. I guess I was kind of interested because of Misaki, but her English part got nerfed this time. It was this kind of back and forth talk between the two generations.
I'm gonna limit my bitching. I'm gonna try to limit my bitching, but you know how other than The Godfather, sequels always suck. So
Hey, Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, but
Raiders
the
of the Lost
Jedi,
Ark.
the Last
Not Raiders of the Lost
Jedi,
Ark, the Temple of Doom.
the Last Jedi, the Rise of the Skywalker.
Well, those are later ones.
Yeah, and
That's
all
like-
of
that's
they're all
8 and 9.
yeah. Anyways, whatever. Return of the King.
Hey, you went down this tangent, so I'm gonna.
Well, I mean, you can make an argument that The New Hope was better than Empire Strikes Back, and I will make the argument. I thought Empire Strikes Back
This
sucked.
is not the Star Wars podcast.
Yeah.
Not-
Anyways, so the problem with this is they just tried to do the same thing. Like I was actually, did they do Magiska Rock and Roll? Like, I didn't even notice that they did Magiska Rock and Roll.
Not last time, no.
They did another Magica song.
Yeah, they did Majiteppen Blues.
No, because in this oh yeah, last time was Majijo Teppen Blues. This one, okay.
They
So-
did the other one, yeah.
Yeah, they did the other one. Like, they just tried to do the same thing, except
Mhm.
change it up. It was just kind of lame. And the thing that triggered this rant from me was what you said, like, Misaki's English thing was kind of different this time, but it's still the same thing.
Yeah, and they kind of like scaled it down because before it was like each group showcasing to the other groups why they were better. This one they pared it down to 2 teams, and I guess kind of spoiled the rest of the story. The 2 teams would then combine to fight the other 2 teams. But yeah. But like only like Misaki's only line is like, yeah, she's right. and I didn't know until later. I watched the stream later because she's like, let's get this party started. I didn't catch that during the show, but later I guess I saw it on the live stream. With the D3 and 6th gen part, they were doing the same like Piro joke for 6th gen, but they kind of like they're doing like the Piro exercise, which is kind of a throwback to the Wine in 24 hour from like 2 years ago. Jeff remembers that because Chihi was in it. I
erased that from my mind.
The Piro Don group, or like they're doing exercises like 1 Piro, 2 Piro. And Modern wouldn't do it, so Karen kept on like tapping on her shoulder, "Hey, do it!" And then she had a bit with Mirai from D3 of them fighting with their dumb powers. Like Mirai was doing like the Fist of the North Star like cha bunch attack.
And then they brought Haasa on as a cardboard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hey, Haasa's here.
They said like she left for a week to go hunting for a Japanese monster. That was nice of them.
Yeah. And I guess coming notice also with the Hatsu Natsu concert was like Mikana didn't really get a whole lot of spotlight in this either.
Not at all.
It's like back of the line, barely speaking.
Yeah. Well, she got the. Oh wait, no, that was the Hatsunatsu concert.
She did the Nyan Nyan.
What did she do here?
She had a line in like the part after the all 4 schools meet up at the end. I remember that.
Okay.
But like basically one line.
Yeah, she was very low key, like and like during all the concerts, pretty much like back row.
I mean, to be fair, in this whole thing, unless you were the like one of the leaders of each like gen, you didn't get much highlight.
Yeah, that's true.
That just shows that the concert was, not good.
I mean, it's just like 6th gen's kind of weird because you had like 2 leaders because you had Karen and Yumina as like
Sadharu
and Sadharu.
And
Sadharu was not the leader. All she did was Piro.
She's like in the center of all the things, though.
Matt just wants to make everything about Karen.
It is. Hey, it's the Karen. It's replacing the Anju corner. But then, like, I guess what D3 you have was Kato is the leader, and you also have Wakapon. Yeah, so you kind of have these weird like power struggles within their own generations. I guess Coconut would be 5th gen leader, but you also have Kojin though, so it's. And then Ray gave a speech at the end, so yeah, it's very messy with like who should we be focusing on. So it's very easy for me to be DD with a lot of these groups, these generations.
It ends up it's just the Otoshiana members again.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. But yeah. Eventually, the 2 teams fight, and then they all fight, and then Kawatan comes out with Kaneko, and like, what is it? So like, is Kawatan Kaneko's daughter?
Yeah.
And then Kaneko's like the principal, or he's like an old Yankee from that school.
Yeah, and he's now like the principal of the 7th gen school.
Okay. And it gives him a whole lecture.
Yeah, stop fighting. Like, you'll be so much stronger together if you join forces. So then all 4 schools get merged. So maybe here's a good time to talk about it. So Reiko said she was the one. Yeah, and then at the end of this MC, they said, "Oh yeah, like Reiko wrote the script," but she talked about how in Showroom or something, that really the staff gave her this like whole concept, like, oh, there's gonna be 4 schools, and then they're gonna pair up and fight, but then join forces, but then at the end they'll all join together. So you need to write all the dialogue to fit this. So she didn't have that much freedom in reality. Like, she wrote the dialogue just to like fit each member basically, and then she kind of at the end had to somehow force them all to join together, and she used Kohatan and Cameron as like a Deus Ex Machina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I really thought this was lame. It was a massive waste of time. It was like super long too, right? Like so you watched it recently, Jeff. Was it like, so I felt like it took like more than an hour. What, did it really take more than an hour?
It took like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was. It felt like it took 3 hours.
Yeah. So my complaint is that, so they had, in each of the like 2 gens battling each other, they had like 7th gen did a song, 5th gen did a song, then both of them did a song where they're quote unquote fighting each other, and then they had the little skit like, oh, let's join together, and then they did another song,
like a resolution team up song.
So that was like, if they cut one of those, that would have been better.
Yeah, like maybe like their individual ones should have been the battles.
Yeah.
And then they like, oh, okay, yeah, you're pretty tough, and then
that's it, right?
Unification song.
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with having like 1 song per generation, but like there was like 1 song per generation, then the combo song, 2 combo songs actually, 2 combo songs, and then it was like way too much. Like I'm counting. It's like, oh my god, there was like 10 songs.
Yes, and it took up the space for doing other units.
Yeah.
Which goes back to like the members other than the top, like the leaders, not getting featured.
Yeah.
Like being at the venue, like I couldn't tell. Like in reality, actually, when I watched the stream again, like Nanahawk actually kind of had like a center in one song, but I couldn't even tell at the venue because they were like off to one side of the stage because of the stupid D3 versus 6th gen battle. So then like it didn't feel like any particular member was being highlighted well in the performances.
Yeah, I mean it was. Yeah, I mean I'm not. I guess maybe because like, you know, there wasn't anyone particularly I'm following here, and so I was able to look at it like, you know, more as a whole. It just felt, yeah. I mean, I don't have the complaint that it was. I actually did. Wait, sorry. Let me take that back. It was, these 3 concerts were basically like, please love Kato, please. You like Kato, right? Here's more Kato. That's how it felt to me. Like, especially the first 2. It was like, yes, I understand you want to push her. Stop it.
Hey, weren't you like? I think I remember the last time you were on the podcast, you were begging for some to gory push someone, anyone.
Yeah.
And now you
well,
got your
not
wish.
That one.
Well, I think the one you won the push got, you know, took a little break.
Yeah, no,
so she had her shot, and you know, now she's on like refresh mode, recharge mode.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it
would you have been happy if it was Kokona?
Yes.
I think probably, yeah, I think maybe most people would be happy because like she's quote unquote like, you know, the future ace of NMB.
I mean, I don't have anything particularly against Keito. It was just like a little too much.
Keito even didn't give speech in this concert though. It was Wakapon for D3.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But it was more like she was front and center for
Oh
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, like she was like the Maida Atsuko in the Magic Rock and Roll part.
Oh, was she? See.
Yeah.
So they were like, like pushing her quite a bit. And you know what? I kind of like Keito, but I just can't see her as, center material. So I don't know. Maybe she changes my mind. I don't know, but for now, I feel like it's excessive.
I think she's definitely a hard worker, and like I think she's earned like her position at like being a prominent member of the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see her being like center material. Do you see her as like a rival to Kokona?
No.
No. How about you?
Well,
No, that's right.
man, all you guys.
No,
She's
not
more
even
like
Ray.
the next captain compared to the next center.
Yeah, that's. I think I tried saying that in Discord also. Like, yeah, she's like the next Kojin, and like Kojin is also not center material either.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think Ray. No, I'm even a no on Ray. I don't think she's a rival for Kokona. I think the rival for Kokona is not there yet.
Or
She's
she's already there, and
she's
it's
just coming.
Misaki.
Harakaren.
No, we all say different names at once.
I knew Matt wanted to say that, so I just said it.
And I said my other one. Wait, Art, did you say Siyeon?
Yeah.
Shit, how did Groovy get on this
Get
podcast?
that K-pop exposure.
Yeah. The real Japan versus Korea war has begun. But yeah, I guess some commentary with that. One thing I noticed I felt sad, like secondhand embarrassment. Actually, I guess firsthand embarrassment. Was during the D63 battle where like they're like, hey, change your pin light to the team that you support. And it was all red except for me. I was the one pink in like our little area.
So actually, in the concert, I looked around and it's kind of hard to tell red and pink apart,
Yeah.
but it looked like 80% red.
Yeah.
But then I watched the
I know it's a
stream,
stream
and
too.
it's maybe like 2/3 red.
Yeah, it looked a bit more even in the stream.
But yeah, it was definitely more D3. I mean, they have 10 members versus 6 members left for 6th gen, but still.
Well, D3 has like if you merged 6 D3, right, and then listed them by rank, not even by rank, by popularity, right? Like maybe top 3 or 4 would be D3.
Well,
yeah.
not according to Otoshiana. Because
who's the highest 6th gen?
It's only
Otoshiana?
there's only
Karen?
Wakapon and Keito in Otoshiana.
No, I'm saying popularity though. Like Wakapon, Keito. Like I think who's the most popular?
Mikana.
Right? And then
now she's punished Mikana, so she's
yeah, but then her popularity
she has a popularity,
hasn't
but
changed.
it's like kind of
her rank has changed, but her popularity hasn't really changed. I think.
Okay, yeah. So then
we need more social media posts.
we're talking
to confirm
about.
Yeah, I mean, let's put her aside. You guys can't be unbiased about this anyway. So it's like Wakapon, Keito, right, and then who else is in D3?
Karen is like the third in that little part that they do in Otoshiana.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean,
and then Shinshin.
I mean, I guess she's
Sadharu, and then Yuina's last position in that.
Yeah, but whatever. D3 is like clearly more popular than 6th gen. 6th gen is gonna be
but like more D3s in Ali Lemon. I think that's probably why the D3 is so limited in the. Well, Keito's in both of them, so yeah, I guess it's this competition is invalid.
Yeah,
Keito wins. That's the thing.
Basically, yes. This whole thing was set up for Keito.
Yep.
Not even for Kokona. I think that's one thing that kind of annoyed me. Was like, why don't you just I thought like this they would make concerts just for Kokona, but they made a concert just for Keito.
I mean, I get you. You're thinking about like the outside exposure, right? You think Kokona has the best chance of drawing outside popularity.
Yeah,
outside of hardcore wotas.
yeah. I mean, she's the only one right now.
And I agree. I mean, unless like Mikana can get back up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, right now with NMB, you only have 2 members who have, outside, like the possibility of branching out outside, and that's not like discounting like someone like Wakapon, right? Maybe, I don't know, like
she's
the
like
Rakugo,
been doing a lot of work,
the comedy stuff, right? The comedy stuff or whatever. Maybe she can be the next Nagisa. I don't think she's as witty as Nagisa, so I don't think she can get like the.
She's much more dry. She's
more
of a dry.
She's a different kind of character, so she can be a variety character, but I don't think she can get to the Nagisa's level just because, like, Japanese TV watchers like the dumbasses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so putting aside like Wakapon because we don't know that, but like I think right now it's just like of the next gen, right? Like it's like Kokona and then like Mikana has the possibility of going outside, and like I can't see anyone else.
Yeah,
like
even though management wants to push Keito, and I guess we can kind of sneak this in there. Like she's gonna be on the wide Na show with Matsumoto.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of weird. I don't know what she's gonna be doing there. Like I doubt she's gonna be like a commentator position though. She's too young for that.
Yeah,
and she's not popular enough. Maybe it's like a small thing, a small corner or whatever.
I think they want to bring her into like the type of TV appearances that Kojirin does.
This is above Kojirin though. This is a national show.
Yeah, like Nagisa was on this last month.
Yeah, it's kind of a popular show. I don't know. It's Down Matsumoto, so
yeah.
We'll see.
Anyway, I mean, so I think they are pushing the Rei rivalry thing because they need someone. They want like a healthy rivalry for competition.
I mean, Kokona and Rei as a rivalry is the same way the Hammer and the Nail is a rivalry.
No. I mean, Rei sells well in Hashikai, and honestly, I'm impressed with her performances lately. So, I mean, that's not from an outsider's perspective. It's from a Wota perspective. But, like, I think at least within the group, like, it promotes, like, more healthy competition.
Yes and no. I mean, I agree in a sense because, like, someone needs to be, number 2. But, like, I think...
Someone needs to be the Yuri.
So, it's my turn to send you to the hospital too. No, I don't think Rei is like anywhere close to Kokona, like from a mainstream or from a Wota perspective.
I guess unless like people who are into like the swimsuit magazines, if that's
even then
you grab your fans.
She's been doing it for a long time and never blew up like Suchan. Or
I mean, she did though. She did become very popular.
I guess,
but not to like Suchan's level, I guess. And like Yuzu is not to her level yet. But and I think like her photobook or whatever sold okay. So yeah, but I can't see her as center just off of the strength of Gravure.
No. Even if they did like a a swimsuit summer bikini center.
Even then you would still put like Kokona as center, and just put like Rei beside her or something.
They kind of have this like pushing Rei to be near the front because in like Shidari Yanagi she's like the number 3 position.
Yeah, I mean they have to, right? So because there's no one else.
Miru chose her instead of Kokona as like her number 3.
Weren't we saying this about Ayan and Kokona like 2 years ago, basically?
Yeah, so basically each first gen has like their favorite 5th gen, as we talked about. Like Sayaka likes Kojirin, Milky likes Ayan, Akari likes Kokona.
And then Miru like
Nana likes Azusa. Yeah, joke back. Yeah, and then
Like
Miru
Clarice.
likes Ray.
Actually, Miru likes Suchan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she disappointed her, so we
Yeah.
forget about that.
Yeah, so Ray. Yeah.
Sloppy seconds.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't want to be too much of a downer, but I just can't see. Like, I mean, I've mentioned this like quite a lot of times, even on this podcast and even on Discord, that like NMB has to be ride or die with Kokona now, because like there's no one else, literally.
Don't be fucking around with this Kato bullshit.
Yeah,
It's basically what you're trying to say.
yeah. It's like, you know, it's Kokona, and then you just have to do it. There's no one else. If this Kokona experiment fails, and you know, I don't see why it would. Like, there's literally no backup. Like, you know, even back then, right? Like, you know, oh, Sayaka's not popular. Like, we still have Milky. Or like, you know, Miru, Yuri, Fuchan, Shuchan, Nagisa, right? Like, there was like this whole group that they could, like, you know, cycle through center if they wanted to. Just like now there isn't. Basically TLDR, what the fuck, where's Ion?
We can't keep saying that because it's over. Even then, we'd still be like at like only 2 choice option.
I mean, 2 is better than 1. It's 100% better than 1.
Yeah,
But we have to
I was
move
trying to
on. That's why we have.
we're getting a little ahead, I guess, also because that was kind of like a thing at the end of the show of this concert was the whole speech. Let's see. So after the whole play thing, I think we totally forgot about this part. Well, no, this is the encore.
You probably fell asleep during the play and then you woke up. And
No, I was all in on the play. That was my favorite part. See, I really like the play. I just wish 6th Gen got more love. I've become anti D3, even though I like D3 members. I just
D3 supremacy.
I'm fighting for the. Yeah, how do you like that D3 supremacy in Wink now that they took Chihi's spot?
It's just one show.
But yeah, they did like a bunch of like kind of young songs, I guess. Bokugai Dareka, Update, Gatsuki Girls.
I actually like this corner. Well, I like
Yeah.
specifically Update and Gatsuki Girls because they did like some team songs
Mm-hmm.
that aren't performed that often. Actually, I lied. They were done in the Lolly Lolly concert last month.
Yep.
They did it to reduce the amount of rehearsing they did.
Yeah. But the Boku Dareka was not like the usual one. They didn't do like the whole like backflip.
It was the
thing.
Akane Sensei choreography
Yeah.
from last year.
And I think Kato was center of this, so there's another nail in the coffin. Yeah, and then we got the encore. And actually, this is the part we totally forgot. Me and Jeff totally forgot this was supposed to be part of the Loli concert. Was the Loli Gully concert winning team like performance? And so it was Namba Ichiban Tai.
Yeah, I was waiting for this team to perform, but
Yeah, they did Flying Get. Like, okay.
That was really good, actually.
Yeah, that's the song they did for their encore first song, whereas the Shine did Melon Juice.
yeah, but was supposed not to be in encore. Should be on the main set list.
Yeah, it seems like they got kind of cheaped out on it. We're like, oh shit, we ran out of time because of the dumb play, so let's cram it in there. Hopefully no one notices. Yeah, and then we got to like the speech part where like each Jin representative like said something about their Jin, like what they think about the future. So Mighty talked, and then Sadharu, and then Wakapon, and then Ray talked. Actually, a nice thing about Sadharu, basically she talked about each member. I guess there's so few, so she had like a little individual comment for each member. So that was nice of her. Yeah. So Ray's comment, her speech was actually kind of amusing. Cause like in her speech, she's like,
It's funnier if you saw the Miru concert though. the end of the Miru.
It was funny at this concert too, because Ray's like, "Oh yeah, I want to be center," and then there's like shot of Coconut, and she doesn't look too. I don't know. She didn't look like she was upset or anything, but it was just like kind of like, oh shit. And we just get this like what Jeff was kind of alluding to with like the Coconut versus Ray rivalry.
I don't think there's a. I don't think it's a big deal though. Like you're saying that in front of Coconut because everyone says that.
I think even Siyeon said that like in her like intro. I think right. She like
yeah. I mean it's the same thing, right? Like if you don't want to be centered, then what the hell are you doing here? Like everyone should have. It was the thing. It's the thing when Anju when they ask people like what a rank they want in Sosenkyo, Anju always says number 1. And I applaud that, right? Like whether it's possible or not, you should always like.
Whereas the other people are like, I just want to rank in anywhere. I don't care. Which is kind of like not really.
Yeah, that's loser talk.
Anyway, they did their speeches and little comments. But I guess it doesn't seem like there's any like indication that they'll want to do another Loli concert. Because I mean, it'd be really dumb to do another one.
I thought it was I thought it was kind of failure, so they're probably not gonna do another one. I mean, it doesn't make sense anymore. Like I thought this time
it's already kind of pushing it because we have even less old gen members than we did like a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 10 old gen members
soon
now.
9, yes.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it doesn't matter anymore.
Still feels bad for being left out.
Yeah. So basically, every concert from now on is basically a next gen concert, right? Like, so there's no point in like, unless you just really, really hate Miru and Momone
and Shion.
So
don't forget.
Yeah, right. So there's like no point in having a concert outside. So if they even think about doing a next gen concert, it should start with D3.
Yeah. They actually even said this in the speech. Like Ray, I think Ray said like, yeah, 5th gen isn't next gen anymore.
Isn't next gen anymore? Yeah.
And I think maybe that's what they're kind of alluding like with the whole Loli concert because 5th gen wasn't part of that. So.
Like I would be fine with more like Shinsengumi corners maybe in like future concerts. Basically, I just want Nanaho in a unit to center something.
That's not gonna happen. Maybe if they ever have like a Team N concert sponsored by Jeff, that will happen.
Chihi and Nanaho.
And then they both announced graduation.
I've forgotten about the Kanori stuff. At the same time, right? Like,
or they double center like a song or like a single or something. All right, yeah, and then then they did like their other encore songs, and then they had a double encore. Teppen Todande and Rashikanai. It seems like they learned their lesson from the Shinsengumi concert because they just said like, hey, let's go run around and wave at the people.
And this was like Rashikanai number 3 of 5.
Yeah. So actually, I think is Rashikai the new water key? Ryan should be really happy because there was no water key at all at any of these concerts.
God, I'm so happy. I'm so happy there was no water key here. Like, just that horse is like, dust now. And
so I guess that was the next gen concert. I think we kind of said our pieces about what we think about the current state of NMB. With the current state of the next gen and how like we're kind of like in not a good place. I feel like whereas like last year's Loli concert we felt like hey, there's hope for the future. NMB seems like it might be in good hands. This time though, now it's like we're kind of lost, floating around. Our Ion spaceship blew up, and so now all of NMB is just floating around in space. Put that analogy out there. But yeah,
Ion went back to her own planet.
Yep. So I think that's gonna do it for the next gen concert talk. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back to talk about Miru's graduation concert. And we're back, and next we're going to talk about Shiroma Miru's graduation concert. Alright, so there's a whole lot to unpack with this concert. So I guess first they start off with her in a cage. a big chair on the substage, and then she's like in a cage, like with the light effects. And I guess here's the thing: so she's supposed to be like a monkey, but then like the video they play after the overture is like a leopard. So is she like half leopard, half monkey, or
it's a monkey leopard.
Okay, spotted monkey, Mompard,
Leoki. I don't know.
Leoki. Okay. Hey, better Leoki than a Leopage, right? But yeah, start off with her, her bullshit K-pop song, Ikenai Koto.
Best song.
What a way to start.
Yeah, what a way to start. Like, okay. We got better then. They did Yokobo Mono with this weird like drumline, like marching band with the gun corps stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Which Andy has a comment. Andy has a comment here saying, this concert is brought to you by the NRA.
So, I mean, Aruda would know this. Like on the Discord, we had like a joke that Miru likes guns, right? She's also anti-vax and she's right wing, so she's a Republican.
I mean, she does like the white supremacist sign. It's like her.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
They made a pin light based off of it, even. So.
Okay, so just in case people get the wrong idea, these are memes, right? We don't actually.
Yeah, these are jokes.
Yeah,
We don't actually think she's racist.
She's not. She's not. Of course, it's a joke. It's an inside joke that like we always make.
But yeah, so the weird thing like with like the gun stuff is like, so these are just like rifles, like plain old, like I don't know, like 22 gauge or bolt action, kind of slow shooting things. But after Yokobo Mono, she starts like shooting it like a machine gun
with one hand.
Yeah. And then at the very end, she shoots it like with one shot, like an actual like rifle.
It sounds like a shotgun or something.
Yeah. Like, she has, like, no idea how a gun works.
I mean, this is all for cinematic effect.
I guess so, yeah. It's funny. Yeah, and then they did, her, song, Wink No Judan. Well, yeah, so, with, she has, like, the Corona gun in this one. Like, the giant, spray.
What?
Spray gun thing that shoots, like, the Corona particles.
It's like a fog machine or something.
Yeah, it's like a fog machine gun. And with Ram just shoot it during the performance.
Andy was saying after the concert, like, oh, what if she had like a flamethrower?
Oh yeah. Be perfect. I mean, there's already plenty of fire later on in the show. Yeah, and then
actually, I just want to say for this whole part with the gun squad, it felt like I don't know, like a rehash of the Akarin, like
Setsumetsu.
Yeah, Zetsumetsu thing.
Okay.
But like not as extravagant, because like they didn't have like a whole like march in Akarin's like an empress or something.
I think the Akarin one was like much better though. But...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean it was cool. It was cool too, but it felt because it's like the concept of using like the young members as like this backup dancer with like cool weapons or something. Not the first time.
Yeah. Like, I think Fua was one of them, so she was probably excited to have a gun and pretend around, because she likes playing...
There's no Fua.
There's what?
There's no Fua in the gun squad.
Oh, she wasn't in it? Okay.
Yeah.
Why did you think she was?
I thought I saw her. I thought I saw this tall-ass girl.
Was that Karen?
Maybe it was Karen, yeah.
Maybe even Miki.
No, the squad are Nanaho, Reiko, Mion, Anju, Siyeon, Mighty, Anon, Marin, and Yuina.
Why do you know this?
Okay.
Correct tweet about it.
I guess maybe it might have been Mighty then, because like she's pretty tall as well. Alright. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, anyway, to do that, and then yeah, I'm not really feeling like this whole like beginning part of the concert. Do a couple more songs, True Purpose, and then Yoji Cult Girls.
You skipped the best song
the
again.
teacher.
Teacher.
Yeah. That's the reason why I skipped that.
Shitter. You should have seen the Discord when it started. It's like, oh, I wonder how Matt's feeling right now.
Yeah, every time I just look over at him and smirk.
Yeah, and you see me like spit out like a slew of expletives. shit.
I don't know why she chose teacher over Sukinanda.
That's a good point. Yeah, why did she use teacher over Skinanda?
Which one was her highest Senkyo song?
Skinanda.
Well, teacher is not the Senkyo song though. It's the voting song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but still shit.
It just means
so.
she likes the song.
Yeah, and Densetsu no Sakana is a Undergirl song.
It is, yeah.
Was she part of this?
Yeah, I couldn't remember, but I think she is. I remember.
Oh, it is the one with Apon.
Yeah, I remember Apon being more because
so
she
maybe
used
she
the
was...
surprise rank in.
Yeah, I remember this song for Apon. I can't I mean, I'm assuming that Miru is part of this, or else like she wouldn't have chosen it.
Yeah, it's when she used to hover around Undergirls.
Yeah.
But
you would think that she would choose like, you know, Sukinanda, right? Because it was her first Senbatsu one.
Yeah. Well, Akarin did that at her graduation concert.
Yeah, I think maybe it's she's overshadowed by it, Akarin, in that sense.
Even though I think Miru got 14 or she got 14 and 13, and Akarin got 16.
Yeah.
So. But then, like, Miru got bumped out of Senbatsu the next year at the next election.
Right.
But that was in the middle train. No one gives a shit about that song. It's a garbage song. Yeah. So yeah, do MC. Yeah, and then True Purpose and Yojiko Girls, which they did that before at the Lloyd concert. Like, so like I've been hearing this song. It's like this and like Rash Kanai. Like, I guess Teacher also.
That's a good song.
Been played over and over again. And so yeah, Andy has a comment about this song. He says it sounds like Lunar New Year. And it reminds him of like Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, because like they see it's like all the kanji like on the screen.
Oh, because it's Jojijuku. Like that's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the auspicious phrases at Chinese New Year.
Ichigo.
And even like the decoration and styles of like the letters and stuff on the screen looked very much like some Chinese New Year stuff.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, True Purpose I was happy to see live because it's part of the Miru produced stage. So, finally get to watch it.
Well, so is the Wink.
Yeah,
no
and
Judo.
Wink no Judan too.
But yeah, around this point I was like, I'm not really feeling this concert. Like it's kind of a bunch of crap, a bunch of bullshit right now. But then they're like, oh hey, we're gonna do the Miru
Team M.
like Team M medley.
Yeah.
Bringing back all the classics, and I'm like, okay.
Well, starting with True Purpose, really.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, Yojiku Girls is Team M too.
Yoji Girls too.
So
yeah.
I did look this up, right? So did they choose basically every single Team M Miru centered song?
No, they skipped
except.
Oh yeah.
They didn't do the ones from 2020.
Which the one with Fuchan, the one with Miru and Fuchan Center.
Oh well, because she hates Wuchan, so that's fine. We're spreading rumors again.
Yep. Yeah, but when we got to like pom pom, I'm like, oh shit, it's my jam. And then they did Bokudake Secret Time. Like, oh shit.
I like Secret. I was saying, like,
Yeah.
of all the M songs, like I like Secret Time the best. It's a fun song.
It's legendary because of the music video
with the horses.
The cowboy shit.
Wild West theme.
I don't know if it's legendary, but it's like really what the fuck. Like, makes no sense, but okay, whatever. It's fun.
This song's a banger.
Yeah, that brought back all the Fujie Team M memories for me.
Saimin Jutsu. Like a lot of these are garbage.
Yeah. But it's just mostly like nostalgia. Like, yeah, okay, I remember hearing this before.
Yeah, that's true. You remember going to events in Pacifico and then these songs
before
just
times and like
playing
having, like,
over and over and over and over.
Hey, I actually listened to these songs. They're good.
You willingly listen to them. We unwillingly listen to them, though. That's the difference.
Wakapon spoiled the setlist on Mobile, I think. She asked about
yeah.
song which Miru centered, and I have to research what Team M.
That's why you know how many.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember like Aruda saying this, that like he knows all the M songs because Wakapon asked her fans to research it for her.
I see.
Smart girl. And then what's funny is like after this, like there's an MC, right, with Wakapon, and she says something like, "Oh, I actually researched like all the M songs." Like, you liar!
Take credit for it.
Not citing her sources.
Well, like I mean that's smart of her, right? Like get your fans to do all the dirty work and then take credit.
Yep. But yeah, I really liked like once they started doing like these this medley. It was really nice. When like okay, the concert picked up, and then
unit started.
Yeah, unit started, which is at least it was short. So
okay, before we start with the units though, so I mean Matt gave his opinion right now. So how do you guys feel about the concert so far?
Well, I mean the most interesting point is the medley song for so far around the set list, because I already have had to research about it because of Wakapon. So
you knew
guessing which one didn't get perform or which one get perform. Yeah.
I thought it was I thought the M medley was fun. I thought the opening was but you know, that's my general disdain for like overproduced crap.
Yeah. I also didn't like Miru performing Yokubo Mono with that dress.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like Yokubo Mono is a Yuri song. Anyway, what about you, Jeff?
I'm fine with this cool like intro stuff. And then so that was like the cool side of Miru, and then the Team M medley was like the fun side of Miru. So I was enjoying it a lot so far.
Moving on, and she did her other solo song, Boku wa Asare te Nai, which is like the less shitty of her solo songs. It's one I don't really have any problems with. It's all right. It just has the weird like the visual effects on the screen, the giant like circle, like 007 circle stuff floating around on the screen stuff.
Yeah.
And then her and Uka did She's Gone.
Does it have any special meaning for them? Is this some produce bullshit?
It's like the equivalent of like, you know, like your Tomodachi or whatever, but they didn't do that this time, so
yeah, I mean, we're gonna discuss this like later, but like there's a lot of like really, really odd like song choices here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like the tip of the iceberg.
This was her. She's Gone was her unit in the Team A 7th stage.
See,
Wow.
like, so there is meaning.
There was a reason.
Yeah, but like, you know, like for example, you just said it, Matt, right? Like normally this would be like the Tomodachi part,
Best friend corner or whatever. But I guess they went with like a more like, you know.
I mean, because it's Uka, they're not gonna waste her in like a singing Tomodachi.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to do a cool performance together.
I guess so. I mean, whatever, right? If they're actually friends, right? Like, I mean, I'm not saying that they should have done Tomodachi. I'm just saying that it's different from what usually happens, because like every other freaking graduation had like Tomodachi.
The next one we got this other unit with no Miru, with Sadharu, Rei, and Mion.
Zannen Shoujo. I thought Sadharu fits this really well. She has that. She's really good at like the intense look that they do in this song.
Yeah, and then then after that it's like kind of your traditional units, and then this is when the shit starts getting real.
So
And
this
I
is the
think everyone
first
starts
one.
getting back
The
on
first
board.
one, right?
this
Like
is first one,
Seifuku
yeah.
Jamasuru, yeah.
Yeah. So Seifu ga Jamas Osuru is first you see Miru, and then you see on the side, oh, Yamamoto Mikana, and you hear the cheers.
Everyone's
and like,
laughing.
okay.
Everyone's kind of laughing.
Yeah, and then Machun, Richan,
Aina.
Aina.
Aina,
and Rika.
and Rika.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit. Like, it's always like with these graduates coming back. It's always like one of the things to look out for is like how far did they go? Right? Like how deep is the deep cut?
Yeah.
So like someone like Richan is like, whoa. Right?
Yeah, so but did Machun come to 10th anniversary? I thought she was the one that like
She didn't.
Macho didn't come.
Machun didn't come to
Did-
10th or
The
after
last-
English grad.
Her last appearance
Yeah,
is
so I think-
Ayaka Sonic, I think.
Yeah. So her showing up, I think that got a pretty big cheer as well.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's the first time she's come back to NMB in like a really freaking long time. I think since Milky grad.
going to AKB. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the deep cut, right? Like, whoa. So like it's always like, it's a game, right? Like, okay, technically Sayaka is like the biggest one of all of them, right? But then
Yeah.
but she's like kind of like, you can get her to come because of the agency, right? It's still Yoshimoto. But it's always like a game, right? Like, okay, so if you're able to call this many members, does that mean that Sayaka's also here?
Probably, yeah. I think it's harder to get like the lesser members than it is to get like, the Sayaka, Milky, Nanas.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, yeah, so this is fun. I still say that like the choice of the song is kind of weird. And
Yeah,
it
'cause
this is a Miru
gets
song
it gets
from-
And it's getting
weirder.
weirder, yeah.
Yeah, it gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
Because
Well, this is a Miru song I think is originally from like the Darega no Tame.
Yeah, it's
Right,
these are like
yeah.
theater songs. Like these are first gen theater songs.
Like the original unit
yeah,
members.
Yeah, original members of the units too. Yeah.
that's the deep cut. The deepest.
Yeah, that's the deep cut.
And then the funniest part, didn't they like introduce the members on stage while they're doing the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 6
Yeah.
Ahs.
And they're like almost 30 and we're pretending to wear school uniforms.
Oh yeah, they weren't wearing school uniforms. They're just wearing these like big like black dresses or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Well, like Yamada Nana was like, okay.
yeah, but it's always fun like when like the guest members show up because like we're under like the corona restrictions, so no one's supposed to cheer or anything. But
Everyone-
People still like, oh.
people still cheer. Yeah,
I mean, we're not robots, right? Like,
yeah,
if you see a surprise, you
and it's worth getting excited for just to hear that, right? So
yeah.
yeah. Okay, the next is Ame no Dobutsuin. This is the other next part in the fan service corner. Starting off with Keiichi. And you get,
This was like the
elephant.
weirdest
Or the
part.
penguin.
Like, what the hell is happening? Like, especially
Yeah.
when like Momoka showed up at the end.
Yeah, so they all show up as animals. And then like, well, the first 5 show up, and then they're waiting for Miru to show up because she was changing out of her costumes into
Yeah.
the monkey costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they do the song. Yeah, then Momoka shows up as like the zookeeper and chases him around.
I wish they would have just done the other one. What's that song, Jeff? The one with the cosplay? Tengoku Yaro.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would have rather they done Tengoku Yaro, but that's a Team M song, not Dareka no Tameni.
Yeah, but this is a fun song to watch. Yeah, and then we get a break from the old member showing up with Onu, which had Harakan, Keito, and Siyeon. I guess Andy has a comment about this. Is like he was too busy watching the screen of like Miru like cleaning
No.
that he didn't even notice who was actually doing Onu.
Yeah, I mean, at least I'm kind of happy. At least like Zion got her thing. but like
You got some credit or whatever.
got some push, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, I have no idea why Karen was here. It's like, are you lost?
She needs to get the push too.
She's getting the Miru push. Miru's leaving, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I was feeling kind of bad for these unit members because they showed up after all the first gen surprises.
So they're kind of letdowns, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so we were
so it's like, oh, it's Onyu, but then Miru's not here.
Yeah.
And like Andy said, you just, if you're like a hardcore Miru fan, you want to watch the video of her.
Yeah. If you're like kind of OG fan too, right? Like you're more interested in the first gens coming back than these new girls.
The current gen.
Yeah, I mean that's natural. Like I was like more interested in like, oh, so who else is back? Who else is back? So like even on the Discord we were like, oh shit, like is there a graduate doing Onyu?
Like, is like Ruri Pong gonna come back?
Onyu was originally Miru, Miorin, and Condorina, Richan.
Yeah.
So like I was kind of disappointed. Oh no, Miorin. Even though I never liked Lemon, but
So yeah. Anyways, so that's a little break, and then we come back with Nagekisu, which we get Miru and Akarin. Yep, and then Milky.
yeah, that was like, what the
these
fuck?
both got pretty big cheers.
This was when I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, why are you getting like all these like 28-year-old girls like doing like super idol songs?
Yeah.
Wearing the same outfit that they wore 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that was a comment that Keiichi said about her penguin costume. Like, it's so short on me.
Yeah. Yeah, she did say that, right? It's like, oh, this is really dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this part, we in Discord also speculated about what song Sayaka gonna perform.
Oh, yeah. We're like, oh, shit, Milky's here, so that means the next one's Sayaka. And then when the next the music started playing, it's like, oh my god, Sayaka's doing this?
For Namekuji?
Yeah.
Oh.
Imagine Sayaka doing Namekuji Heart.
Yeah, and it's like, I figured, like Sayaka would be doing like some kind of cool song. She wouldn't be doing a cute song. Yeah, so we got another break from the first gens again with Kokona, Deguchi, and...
This is weird, because Namekuji
Wakanya.
Heart is a 9-person senbatsu. And they only did 3.
Yeah.
They could have done like the entire 9. Like who cares, right?
I guess
Yeah.
Miru wanted to highlight these members more than
Wakanyan?
Yeah, Wakanyan's kind of weird. Is a weird.
Does she
push,
know
but sure.
Wakanyan?
she doesn't Miru in general like lolly members.
Yeah,
Just
but
'cause-
then it depends. It depends on if she meets them. Like I can't imagine like situations where she had anything to do with Wakanya. I mean, I'm sure she did, but like I can't like imagine the situation because Wakanyan's Kyunmart.
Probably just like saw some pictures of her, you know what,
Yeah, maybe she realized her potential.
in gravy.
Yeah.
She's good. First round draft pick.
Yeah, sure.
NBA.
Yeah, it's like the next LeBron.
Yeah, you know it's really cute in this.
No one cares, Jeff. That's okay.
Miru cares. That's why she put her in. Her only other friend.
Yeah. And then next we get this like really weird like video,
Oh, yeah.
stupid like
Feeders.
shitty like CG bird flying around in the sky.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Costume-
They
like-
run out of money?
They ran
Yeah,
out
we're
of
stalling.
time to change costumes.
Yeah. And so they said like, oh, bird. So at first Sayaka shows up, and then of course there's a big cheer, and then Miru shows up.
I was waiting for a third member.
Yeah,
I wonder
me
what-
too. It was like, like so the third one Well, actually, like Miru never did bird. So
Yeah,
the bird
that
unit
too.
is Sayaka, Rika, and Yupi. But obviously, like they're not gonna use this on Yupi.
Yeah, and also UP didn't show up at all either.
Yeah,
So
she did. But like I wish they did the third one. Like in Sayaka Sonic, it was the triple Yamamoto. So maybe like get the third one and like I don't know, like the next gen, right? Like Kokona or something.
Kojirin.
Yeah, even like
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
I would have
Kojiro
been
worked.
upset, but okay. But at least like so my personal opinion and what I think is a good idea are different things. So I wouldn't have been, I would have liked Kojirin there, but I think it would have been a good idea.
yeah, okay.
I mean, the like excuse, I guess, is that they didn't perform the dance. It was just singing.
Yeah. And actually, Andy has some thoughts on these. Let's see. So he thinks either Sayaka hates dancing or Yoshimo is like trying really hard to protect her singer image, and so they can't get her to do any like half-ass dancing even. She's not bad at dancing, and so she could have picked it up right away, but for some reason, yeah, they didn't have her do any dancing.
Well, maybe,
so
maybe like okay, like I think the simple answer to this is that she wasn't gonna be around for any kind of rehearsals, so they didn't want her to do any of that.
Yeah, but I think it's fucking Sayaka though. I mean, she could probably she knows this stuff pretty easily.
Yeah,
She'd
but
probably
then
pick
you
it up,
don't.
I
I mean, you don't want her to embarrass herself, right? And
It's Sayaka though. She won't.
yes, but if you're her manager,
It's Sayaka. She won't.
I mean, I think it's the image thing. But
yeah,
like,
I think
I don't know, less about maybe I mean Miru wanted to do this because it's different from what's always been done before as like the 3-member unit, and this was like to show off her for Miru's chance to show off her own vocals too, to go like in a duet with Sayaka.
well, I'm sorry. Like Sayaka's a better singer, though.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't go against Sayaka. Another one more thing Andy had about this is at the end of Bird, Miru and Sayaka looked kind of awkward. He thinks they fucked up the timing, so they ended up just standing side by side for way too long, doing nothing. So I guess there's supposed to be like some kind of maybe normally some kind of choreography or whatever of them like maybe moving around, but
weren't they like waiting for all the feathers to fall or something like that?
probably yeah.
Or I mean, I think maybe they were just supposed to stand and look cool in the feathers.
It wasn't very obvious on TV because I think they started playing the CG thing again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Then.
So I think like live it was weird, but on TV it was okay. Right, Aruda? Did you notice any weird part here? No, right? It felt normal.
Felt normal, yeah. I mean, yeah, we were watching from a kind of weird angle. We were off to the far side, and Andy was actually in an arena. But he's like basically on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Of where we were, but in the arena. But yeah, I think I could see it's kind of weird just standing there waiting for the music to finish, and it's like a minute long instrumental break or whatever. So yeah, Sayaka showed up, so everyone's prayers were answered.
Of course, Sayaka. That's all anyone cares about.
Yeah, and then it broke down to a MC where we got to see all of the, not all of them, but I guess most of the first gen members talking and kind of having some banter.
Yeah,
Yes.
Kansai-ben.
Oh yeah. Impossible to translate. Impossible to translate according to one of those, influencers.
Yeah, but according to some Twitter accounts, I guess, yeah, like them speaking Japanese, but because it's Osaka, they just associate. Oh, it's Kansai-ben. It's too hard to translate. We need someone who knows Kansai-ben. Hey, we need someone who knows Japanese.
So to people who don't understand, like I'm gonna explain this. So there was like I don't know. I don't even know what this account is, but I think it's one of those K-pop accounts or whatever. or AKB accounts, I don't know. They're like, Miru is like, so they're talking, right? Like, all the first gens are back, whatever. So, I wish we would have done some live translation, but they're speaking in Kansai Ben, we don't know Kansai Ben, so we can't do it. And it's like, and they thought it was like an actual excuse. What the fuck? So I'm gonna tell you now, like, to you who is listening to this, if you say that you are able to speak Japanese, but you don't understand Kansai Ben, then you fucking don't know how to speak Japanese. Like, there's this is like saying that, you don't understand Valley Girl English or like, Southern English, y'all. It's that level.
Yeah, or like British English or Australian English, right?
Yeah. You're like, oh, hey, mate. It's like, that's like, Kansai Ben is like at that level. Like, there are no differences.
And if there are, like, they use yade instead of daio or whatever,
Super minor.
Yeah, super minor, and you can kind of just figure that out from like context.
I mean, it just brings back to what we knew before. They don't know Japanese.
Yeah. Or like, they just don't follow NMB.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they just didn't want to bother to do it, right? Like, so...
Yeah, because these are like, people who like, they only care about, the Sayaka Milky members or whatever. They only come out for these kind of events, they're not around for the rest of whatever NMB is doing. So they don't follow NMB. Because normally you just watch NMB enough, you kind of pick up enough of like the quote-unquote Kansai Ben just from, osmosis.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's an absurd excuse. There's no way. I mean, I would have like respected them more, saying like, it's too much bother, or just don't make the excuse. Who cares?
Yeah, no one cares really.
Yeah, no one cares. Why do you bother making that excuse? You just like
put a big target on your back.
Yeah. Now we're talking about you and making fun of you.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, whatever. It's not a big deal. I just like don't want people to get the idea that like, Kansai Ben is like some kind of different language, because it's not.
Yeah, and like NMB is like less, approachable because their differences in like your standard Japanese.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So Kansai, I guess like NMB is like in a way a bit different to like HKT, STU, SKE, because they do respect their dialect. But that's because Kansai Ben is like so famous.
Yeah.
So like all those other girls, like the HKT girls or whatever, they probably speak in like, Fukuoka Ben or something, or Nagoya Ben. Yeah, but they just changed to Hyojin, like the Tokyo way of speaking, like publicly, because that's what people expect.
Yeah.
So the Kansai girls are the ones that speak like the Kansai dialect. Because they're
and then if we even talk about like how Shiyomin, who's like just joined the group, she's already picking up Kansai Ben. So I mean, if someone who just joined the group like like a week ago is able to pick it up, and the other fans who've been quote unquote fans of the groups for a long time, they can't pick it up. Like, there's no excuse there.
Yeah, whatever. I don't really want to take this, to spend way too much time on this. Just wanted to call that out. We can move on.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, the members, talking to each other, and I guess Andy had a comment about this, how, like, just how natural the first gens are with each other, and like they're able to like have a MC and just talk and like have banter and bounce off each other just like really easily and really quickly, especially because like a lot of these members, they haven't seen each other in years.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree. Jeff is gonna say like I'm the old man yelling at clouds again, but it's like watching the first gen like do MCs is like so different than watching like other members do MCs, because like the banter is so different. I mean, it's because like they've known each other for like a really, really long time, right?
Yeah, like 6, 7, 8 years.
So they can pick up. No, 10 years. This is first gen.
Yeah.
So they can pick up on cues with each other, among each other. So it's much easier, right? So and then they know their roles, right? Like Yamada Nana is like the old hag that they always make fun of, and then Momoka is like the crazy girl or whatever. So it's much easier for them to do banter versus like with the younger members, like they don't really know each other as well, and their speaking skills are not that not that good yet.
Like maybe the closest that we have to current NMB now is maybe like the D3, like relationships, I guess.
Even still,
but it's only been like 3 years with them, so
yeah, like.
But Kaito, Mikana, and Wakapon. Like Wakapon and Mikana seem to have pretty good.
I mean, yeah, of course.
chemistry.
Like there are pockets of members that have good banter, right? Yeah. So Wakapon and whoever. Actually, Wakapon's pretty good in MC, but
and Mikana, not Mikana, Reiko also pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, as I said, like there's pockets of members who are good in MC, but it's not like everyone like lines up and then they already know their roles.
Yeah.
And Andy also had a comment how he's amused by how when all the first gens got together, Miru like reverted back to her baby role of like just sitting sitting quiet while the adults are talking. Yeah. It's her graduation concert, but like she's like, yeah, I'm gonna let these guys just take care.
That's true. But yeah, that's first gen. That's their role. Like as I said, like everyone knows their role, and they just revert to it.
So yeah, after the first gen talks, then I guess what would be, I wouldn't call these like the current MC queens or anything. I mean, you have Reiko, but Shinshin, Deguchi, Anon come out. But
MC queens? What the hell? Anon?
Yeah. I wouldn't call these MC queens like the current gen. It's like this very like night and day difference between what we just watched and what these people coming up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not nice to compare, but like no.
But yeah, then they move on to kind of like our little, I guess this is the Miru center corner. With Shirari Yanagi, Tokonoma, Masaka Singapore.
They did all her center songs, right?
Yeah, except What the People, but that comes later.
What are the people? Oh, well, because that's a special, quote-unquote special song.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting if they didn't, when they after did Rashikanai and then they did like, okay, we're finished, this last song, like, oh, where's What the People? I would be upset.
I guess it's because What Other People is like, I don't know. Why is it? Like, is it her first solo center? I think it is, right? What Other People is her first solo center.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why it's special.
Well, unless you count Masaka Singapore.
Well, for single.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, we know the reason for saving it for the end was. We'll get to it.
Yeah. But it's because like they actually kind of, you can see like what the current quote unquote Senbatsu, because I think they stuck to the same Senbatsu through these 5 songs. Like, so Shirari now gets 14 members, and then they added like the extra 2 Stresses, which were Shinshin and Yuina. Or not sure. Yeah. I believe those were 2 extra ones. Yeah, but no Fuchan for Rashikanai. That's probably the one guess I was surprised we didn't get.
Yeah, that was like the weirdest. I mean, it's not weird, I guess, but it's like it was like an obvious graduate to call back that they didn't do. And I mean, yeah, whatever. It's not that big of a deal, but I was saying that like for of all the double centers that they did that they created in 2016, like Fumiru is like the one that's the fakest of the fake. I mean they never even pretended to be friends, I guess. So it wasn't really that of a surprise, I guess, when like Fuchan wasn't called here. It would have been nice to see her though, because I guess like at the end of the day, right? This was part of Miru's. She was part of Miru's history.
Yeah.
And probably the last chance for her to get called back.
That's true. I mean, I'm always of two minds about like these things, like these graduation concerts, right? Is it like, looking back at the history of the member, or not? Like, depends on the member how they want to do it. Because like, just calling all first gens here doesn't really make sense, because like it's not like Miru was like friends with all of first gen. Like, I would have said that like calling like the original team M, or like, or Naru would have made more sense for Miru.
Well, I think actually Andy has this as an idea, as a thought as well. This wasn't just like the graduation of Miru; it's also the graduation of NMB48, like first generation.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about that later too, but
yeah.
why are you jumping?
You started it.
Yeah, we can talk about that later, but yes.
Okay, I won't get to the end when we do the kind of the wrap up.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I guess like when you say like, is it about the members' history? I definitely think the history, I think, is why we look at this. Like, so for example, if say Nagisa, is graduating, later this year or next year, who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully, she'll bring back like Shu.
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest.
And, Quintet will come back, so.
Yeah, I think with Nagisa, for example, right? Like, it would make zero sense to call back like fourth gen, for example.
Yeah.
Like, it would have to be like Shu and Quintet. Jeff's like, no, it's fourth gen. The bonds of fourth gen are strong.
There's gonna be a Chihi Nagisa duet.
Aikata and Pero.
There will be a duet, but then it's because fourth gen and second gen weren't pushed together like third gen.
Yeah. Well, majority of fourth gen were Kenkyusei.
But not Nagisa.
Not Nagisa, but not Nagisa. So Chihi too, actually, both of them.
Yeah, I know.
Were kind of separate to fourth gen.
Moving on, yeah. So that was the end of the main part of the concert, and then we get to the encore. And at this point, though, I think while they were waving goodbye, I got my cue to go pee.
So,
but
you didn't join in on the Miru. Oh no, wait! You're not allowed to do a call.
No, they're just clapping.
You didn't go to the secret bathroom at the very end on the left side.
Downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs.
Okay, no, I couldn't. Actually, I could, and I remember I couldn't because actually there was like a security guard like standing there like with a fence behind him, really? So like basically directing people to go to the right.
Oh.
So yeah, I couldn't go to the secret bathroom. And like the line to go pee was like longer than the line to get into the actual arena and everything.
Because they had like 3 women's restrooms in a row and like 1 men's way down.
yeah.
I don't know why. It's like, what concert do you think you're at? Johnny's?
I mean, maybe normally, I guess so. But even then, like, still NMB has a decent size of girl fans. So, did the encore? I guess I missed like the entire like video part of like the history of Miru. I came in about halfway through her speech.
Was it that long?
That's how long the line was. Yeah, it was some dog shit. You guys got any takeaways from the speech? Because I missed it.
Not really.
No, it's just typical shit. Typical.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't. Nothing came to mind. Like, it was just as I was listening to it, it's like, oh well, that's a graduation speech.
It's kind of what the message she's delivering with her produced stage, right? She said like, oh, the kiai konjo kansha thing.
At least I guess it wasn't as long as like Akarin's speech. And she didn't have a big ridiculous dress like Akarin that like distract me from her whole speech. But yeah.
Now that you mention it, Akarin's speech was really long, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Miru's was
10 minutes long.
Yeah, Miru's was kind of short, so it's fine.
Yeah, and I think just because Miru doesn't really talk, and I guess we'll kind of allude to that later at the very end with some other speech stuff. But yeah, did the encore. So she did her graduation song Itsumo no Itsu, which is I think we said before, it's not a very good song. It's a snooze fest.
It's way better than Akarin's.
Wow. I mean, it's like saying like a bag of I'm not, I was gonna say something gross.
I enjoyed hearing it live once.
And only once.
And you also enjoy not having to hear it ever again.
I'll listen to it when I forget to skip it on my playlist.
Do you have like a NMB Spotify playlist?
Yeah.
Don't you
curate it? No, I don't.
I just put everything. I haven't even taken out the Cune-Mart song.
Alright, yeah, so after that, then she did her, then the next song, Subete Yoshu. Tochuke.
Don't try to skip kanji.
But yeah, this one actually I really like. This is like kind of her like little like send off with all the current gen members, like, and they all like come by and like give her a little hug.
It's the traditional thing where every gen like says goodbye to the graduate, but unfortunately, like there's like so few gens nowadays, like, it just looks weird.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward, especially like then you get to like the 2-member generations or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like the next one, like they can't even do it anymore because there's no more first gen.
Yeah, I mean, we skip the Uka letter to Miru. It's just, typical I love you, you're my best friend, blah 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 stuff. But yeah, then we get to like, kind of the main event of the graduation show with Sotsugyo Ryoko.
Yeah.
The last time.
Yeah. I mean, I think they I don't know, like I've heard this song like so many times though, but like I guess this is the last time we're hearing it, so I guess it did hit it did hit different though. It's like, oh shit, it's the last one. But they've done like this gimmick of like, the graduate like going to heaven or something with all the dead people on the other side. So I think this is the third time they've done it. So,
but I think all the current gens are also on the dead people side also. That's because the stage is too small.
Okay.
But they crossed twice, that's why.
Yeah.
Because in Sayaka's and Akari's graduation, it was like, the current gens are in the main stage, and then the graduates are in the sub stage, and then the graduating member would like cross the river basically.
Yeah.
to go to the dead people.
The river Styx.
Yeah. You have to have like two gold coins, right?
Yeah.
But like I mean, even with Miru, right? They did the same thing, except that it was kind of like the other way.
Yeah, it's kind of janky.
Yeah, but I mean, I always say like these kinds of things, these kinds of productions are obvious, like manipulative, like tug at your heartstrings ones, but it's what we want. Right, we want the Tomodachi, we want the Seishun no Uptime, we want the Sotsugyo Ryoko. So, yeah, I mean, we can get to what Andy said is that it's not just Meiru's graduation, and that's what I felt too. Like while they were doing it, actually not this one though, but like the next one, like when they all said goodbye. Like,
yeah.
That's when I felt it. Was like, oh shit, yes. This is the last time we're seeing first gen. Like maybe 20th anniversary if they're still alive. But like, it's very unlikely to happen, right? Like this is the last excuse they have to show up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just like, oh, that just made me really sad actually. As like someone who has followed NMB for like a really long time. It's like, this is literally like, we always talk about like, oh, the next chapter, the chapter 1 has closed. This is this is chapter 2 of NMB. Every time someone graduates, we say that, right? But now we can definitively say, right? Like, there is no more chapter 1 of NMB. So this is now, the deep end.
It's a brand new world.
Yeah.
Brave new world.
Yeah. It is a brave new world.
Well, I mean, we still have like 9 more people part of the old world that we need to get rid of soon.
No one important though.
Yeah.
No, I mean no, I mean, it's kind of an insult, but other than Nagisa, who isn't even technically, old guard. Like, no one left is important.
Yeah.
So basically, like the Jisedai, the Kojirin gen, is NMB now.
Yeah.
So I think when they did the next song, Session no Rap Time, that's when I realized it's like, oh shit, like this is what NMB looks like without Miru, without the first gen, without all the oldies. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah, it's a completely different group.
Right?
Yeah, I thought it was nice that they let Yumin do the speech, but yeah, that's when it hit me. Same thing.
Right? It's like there's no more senpai that you can leech popularity off of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, except Nagisa, but but Nagisa's different though, because her popularity is in a different side, is in a different way. So she's not like idol popular.
Yeah, and also like her like popularity is also not as high, is nowhere near as high as any of the first gen's popularity.
Yeah. Well, her mainstream popularity is pretty high, but like that's not the popularity we're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we've always had like this like quote unquote this superstar member, right? Like like Sayaka, Milky, then Miru, and then everyone's gone now. So it's a really weird feeling actually. Like watching it, I was like, oh wow, I didn't expect to be particularly affected by it. I kind of was.
Do you regret not coming to this concert?
Not really.
Oh,
because you
wrong answer.
No. I mean, I had zero expectations that Yuri would show up. I mean, I don't care, but like I wanted to see it because as a goodbye to like the original NMB, but I felt like I was able to do it in 10th anniversary anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Like there's going to be 11th anniversary. I'm going to go see it, but it just it just feels different now. Like, and I was actually talking to my friend today, and we were saying like it's so weird, right, to see NMB like this, and we already did it. We already talked about the Lolly concert earlier, but like just to beat that dead horse, and that when they did like the Majiska bullshit, like the Furio whatever,
yeah,
like it felt like and I was complaining about it, right? Like, and I think I know now why I was complaining about it. It's that it felt like these girls are cosplaying NMB. Because like the original,
I guess
I
think I definitely get that. Like, if you watch the Loli concert, or even like last year's, like you don't know who any of these members are, but you know these songs.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's like what one of these like old time fans would see if they were to watch like a modern NMB concert.
I mean, every time you talk about how like, oh, that's my Achan position. I wasn't a fan back then, so I have no idea what you're talking about. But like for example, that's your reference point.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because I was deep into AKB before getting into NMB and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, but like even in in the 48, there's a culture of like sharing songs or whatever, right? But this is like now this is like it's NMB. But
NMB is ripping off of itself.
Yeah, it's ripping off itself. That's what I said. Like it felt like they're cosplaying.
I mean, that's always the problem with for better or worse, that's how it works with these successive groups, right?
Yeah.
Like the old fans will never be like satisfied because it's not the same as what they had back then. And then like the new members have to like try to carry on those expectations while building their own uniqueness, right?
So
it's always a hard balance.
Yeah, I guess my point is that maybe you don't need to drag the corpse of Tomodachi or Waruki along, right? Find your own niche. So I'm saying the Furio part, like the Yankee whatever, the Majiska thing, right? Like it was a thing back then, right? Like when Momoka was around, when Rikanyan was around, like Ripopo, they had like the thing where they were fake Yankees, right? But that shouldn't be what the new gen is going for. They should find their own identity.
Yeah, and that's why we talked about this before as well. Like I feel like maybe they start retiring these old NMB tropes. Like as much as I hate to say it, retire Station to Lap Time and then let Yume wa Negenai be our new Station to Lap Time.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure I would hate it if for example if they never did Station to Lap Time, but I think you're onto something, Matt. I mean, I probably not as extreme as getting rid of Station to Lap Time, but retiring some tropes, for example the Yuri Gekijo, right? You don't need to do it.
I feel like it still has its place because we still do have your your theater dramatic girls still around. You still have your Anju, you have Reiko. So
I think
it still has a place there.
It's a thing of old NMB.
It is if you were around for the first time, but it doesn't have to be. If you explicitly call it out, when they did the first, earlier this summer when they did the Momoka produced, some people were upset because they're bringing back Momoka specifically to help promote the new gens without letting the new gens stand up on their own. So, but then the second time they let it be Wakapon produced.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
and then going back to the Yankee thing, I didn't think. Well, I mean, so I wasn't into NMB as much when you're talking about the whole Momoka whatever Yankee era. Yeah. So I didn't think the Lolly concert high school fight thing was necessarily a throwback to that.
But that's the thing, though, Jeff. Is for example, I'll get, that's a very good example you gave with the Wakapon one. It's you just substituted Momoka with Wakapon, but it's the same thing. So it's you're doing Waruki, but it's not Milky. Why not find something else to do? And that's the thing. There's a limited number of ideas. So
yeah,
exactly. I mean, maybe I'm asking for too much, but
yeah, I'm saying the Yuri Gekijo. I think that's still something fine to do because there's a lot of, especially with girl fans now who love that kind of stuff, and then members who want to do that. It's not necessarily that kind of thing can come of their own planning and not just necessarily from nostalgia bait. It's just it's how they frame it.
I mean, I don't know. I specifically, you might be able to convince me to agree to some of your points, but specifically the Gekijo, no, because it's too old school NMB. What do you think, Matt?
I like it because I like that old stuff, but I think definitely we need to move on, and I'm not sure if we should go the scorched earth method that you guys don't follow. I guess maybe Arda knows a bit more. Is what Keyakizaka did is, and they completely abandoned all of their old stuff, and then they did Sakurazaka, and it's all completely brand new songs. They're not doing Silent Majority or Fuck You One or any of the other songs they do. It's all completely new original songs.
Really? Yeah. Okay. I'm on board. Let's do that.
Become Nambazaka 46.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's hard. You kind of want to throw away the old, but you can't. But then you get assholes like me who just complain about why are they doing Nijinus Kurikata? That's not Yuri.
At least you admit it.
I mean, oh no, of course. I know, but like I know a lot of people who are like this, right? Like they will never be happy, so why try to keep them? Just clean break. I mean, I don't know. This doesn't really make a lot of sense. I'm just like kind of venting in a way, but I feel that NMB needs to find a way to needs to make their own way somehow, and
like to rebrand themselves
Yeah, I mean I don't really want to like spend way more time on this than necessary, but like for example, Nam Battle, that's new.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought that was like a good idea.
Yeah, so
like
no matter what we think about it, like with the static cup or whatever, but it's new, right? It's not something that like Sayaka and Milky did. So it could be something that the new NMB could do. And I'm not saying that they should redo Nam Battle.
Should they be doing non-battle season 2?
No, I hope they never do it again. But if they do Nam Battle season 2, I hope the format is completely different. Because I have my complaints about Nam Battle, but it's a good idea. So yeah. Anyways, Kokona Center.
Actually, I guess when you mentioned that, actually that's what I noticed. So when they started Station of Lap Time, Kokona, she's the one who did the first line of that song.
Yeah, she was center.
Yeah, so it's like, oh shit, okay, this is definitely a good.
And immediately, like the day after, Ray said she wanted to be center.
Yeah, it's like fuck you.
Management
this is
was
my
like,
spot.
Nope, not really.
Yeah, but I feel like the Station of Lap Time kind of got robbed of what it was supposed to be doing, because if you look at a big screen, they're just playing old ass clips of Station of Lap Time.
Like, why did they do that? That was my biggest complaint.
Nostalgia bait. Like a lot of the fans who were there in Osaka Jo Hall were like OG fans saying goodbye to Miru.
Yeah, but it's just like super like weird, and I mean I don't want to say like disrespectful, but like
it was completely disrespectful. Like look at
to
all
like
these people
to like
better
everyone
than
performing
the people already here.
Yeah, and then like this is even like NMB they put out like the in quotes 3 concert digest video of these concerts on YouTube like yesterday or a couple days ago.
Was the worst. It's literally half like random first gen clips.
It's a 2 minute and 10-second long video, and 2 minutes of that is just clips of the Station of Lap Time like music video, and then 10 seconds of random like shots of the other 2 concerts,
mostly Siyeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do?
Well, I guess we could say, hey, it's the last we'll ever see any of this kind of stuff.
That's
so.
true. Like, I'm actually
like, hopefully it's just full speed ahead. Let's move on with what NMB has to give us from now on.
I'm interested on what is next. Like, I hope as we talked about, right? Like, they have something new, but we don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, and I guess there was like no like announcement of anything happening. Like they announced like 11th anniversary or anything. Not that I was expecting them to. That's why this concert was probably the least interesting for me, because I'm more interested in the future of NMB rather than the
past.
The past, even though it was nice to come back to the past. But yeah, I was like interested. Okay, that's why I was most excited for like Hatsu Natsu or the Loli concert, because at least they would announce something upcoming. I'm always looking forward rather than in the present. But yeah, anyway, they did Station of Lap Time, and then, Kojin like kind of is about to like give off like the send off, like, hey, we're done, and then, we hear a weird voice. It's like Miru Doko, and out comes Shinchan from Crayon Shinchan.
Yeah,
and it's like in like a mascot costume or whatever.
Yeah,
and he has this big bouquet. He's like, oh. Am I late for Miru? Did she already leave? He's like, yeah, she just left with the first gen just a while ago. And then he's like, oh, crap. Well, there's still all these other pretty ladies here. and then like they're like, oh, no, we can call back Miru. So they call back Miru, and then she comes back, and then they do World with the People. Which that was a fun ending for the concert.
For once, we don't have just like ascend to heaven, and then that's it.
Yeah,
Because like
I mean, she sends to heaven again after this, but yeah.
that's true. But like, yeah, during Sotsugo Ryoko, I was like, wow, this is a really short encore. And then they did all this stuff, like the passing on speech and then the Shinchan. That was cool.
The Shinchan? I mean, I don't know.
Do you hate anime, Ryan?
Well, I hate Crayon Shinchan if that's what you're asking.
Well, they're one and the same, so yes, you do hate anime.
Anyways, whatever. I don't really have a lot of opinion on this.
I thought Miru was in the costume at first.
Oh.
No, you're not gonna ruin it for people because like she would have to remove it, right? You're not gonna do that.
Yeah. But she was voicing it, obviously. Like, it was pre-recorded.
I guess Andy had like a comment about this. Like, I think this is the first time we've had like a mascot like at a NMB concert. Unless you guys can think of any other examples. I think this is the only one though. Also, like I don't think we've had like Pom Pom Pudding even or any other characters.
Well, Miru likes Shinchan, so that's
Yeah.
why Shinchan was there.
Yeah.
Maybe if she graduates, you can get like Matt Merton to come.
Get the entire Hashin Tigers to show up.
Yeah. Get Toraki, the mascot.
Like I think like Nagisa, maybe she could get like Downtown Hamada to show up. That'd be cool.
Nah,
never
most
gonna
be
happen.
Yamauchi.
Like, you know what? I've always wanted to see Kamai Itachi to show up in one of these concerts.
What would they do though?
I mean, there was a like Ainyan's graduation concert. They got like Ken Koba, Jinai, and Tamuken to show up. I mean, just to just do an MC. That would be amazing. But like Downtown Hamada would be great too. Like all the budget for the concert would
Yeah.
go to that.
But yeah, I guess that'll kind of just do it for the Miru graduation concert. You guys have any last thoughts you want to say?
No, goodbye first gen. No.
Yeah, goodbye first gen. Goodbye NMB.
Goodbye,
Look forward.
For first gen.
Yeah. Look forward, not backward.
Yep.
Goodbye, Andy.
So actually, Andy was supposed to join us on the podcast, but he got busy with some work stuff. So gave me a long list of stuff to say. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the Miru graduation concert report. So we're gonna take another break, and we'll be back to talk about some more stuff. All right, and we're back. So I'm gonna talk about some adventures I got into Osaka this past month. Really stressful day for me. And I'll say actually it was a day. So I talked about this last time about like my meeting with Cameron about like getting my whole ticket account fixed. So I actually go to shows in the theater. We thought like, hey, actually the meeting didn't actually work because I was still like not winning any shows or whatever. And then another meeting was coming up, like a second camera meeting, because they do those like, I guess now they started doing them a bit more frequently. They still had Hanshikais going on. So I signed up for it again. And kind of like had Ryan help me write the message and hey, I just want to like kind of like clarify some stuff from the last meeting. Is it okay? And then like I sent that in pretty early, and then the deadline for those submissions ended. And then like an hour later, 2 hours later, this might have just been coincidence.
I assume it's a coincidence, man.
Okay, I don't know. But it must have been like 3 weeks after that meeting, where I had no winnings or whatever, and I got an email from Ticket Center saying, "Hey, you won Ippon for this talk event with 4 members you don't give a shit about." And it's one of these like talk events.
Well, it's your fault for applying for it.
Yeah, I figured.
I wondered why.
Yeah, I wondered too.
Cancel Machi.
Hard. I think if hey, I still like my account's broken, so hey, YOLO, it's still broken. Whatever, if I still have the more failures I accumulate, the better my story sounds for fixing it. That's kind of my logic, and especially because if you look like you're just doing cancel Machi Omake, it's kind of suspicious. So, trying to like change it up. Anyway, I got that notification. Yeah, so it's a talk event. They've been doing these like at the theater like every weekend or every other weekend. And they've been doing very poorly. And the first reason I got like really suspicious that my account wasn't fixed is because like I applied Cancel Machi for one of the other talk shows like the week before, 2 weeks before, and I still didn't win, but Jeff won. So I was like, this is weird. I'm still angry. And then I won this show. And so like, I think this show, it was Kohatan, Aipi, Shiorin, and Yuzu were the members at this talk event.
You just have to admit, Matt, that you're an IP fan.
Yeah, and I mean, when I had her pen lights out when I was watching it when they were doing it, and I think like her brother or dad was sitting next to me. But that's another story.
Oh,
I don't know
what.
Yeah, so like I got Ippon, and it's really weird because this was during the save emergency time, so actually they reduced the capacity of the theater. So it's only like half. Like they only have like 50 seats you can actually sit in, and my number was like 80. And at first I was like, okay, am I going to have a seat? Because regular Ippon, it wasn't Cancel Machi. And Ryan's like, yeah, hey, you should just call the theater and ask them what's up with that. And I'm like, okay. So I called the theater, and surprisingly, I was able to handle a phone call in Japanese.
Yeah, I was surprised that you were...
Then like...
You did pretty well.
Cave under pressure and like shit. Like, oh, fuck, It's like one of those things. Like I have like so much anxiety like with phone calls, even like in English. That's why if you call me, I know I get angry because I'm like, don't call me, text me. I think everyone has that kind of issue too.
Yeah, everyone does.
Because if someone calls you, it's probably like a scammer or like a marketer or something.
Marketer.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get, and they're like, oh yeah. You're part of the group, the group seating area, which is like okay.
Which means that they didn't have enough groups.
Yeah.
Basically.
I'm like, I didn't apply for group, but okay, sure. And so the group area is actually in the same section as the girls section, which is that little island on the left side. So basically, I was sitting there, and at that thing, it says half capacity. I think there's only like 6 or 7 girls actually there, and then like 3 dudes, including myself. Yeah, and one guy in the seat next to me, I guess it's like highlighted yellow, like on the map, which I think those are like the VIP seats or special guest seats. I'm not sure. And like he had like IP like Uchiwa or Penlight or something. So and he looked a bit older, so I was assuming it might have been her dad or older brother or something. So maybe I don't know.
Interesting.
I mean, do they? I thought you were gonna say they look alike or something.
I mean, he was wearing a mask.
Not all her fans are girls.
That's true too. So yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I think it's weird. Like, why would they come watch a talk event rather than like a performance? So I mean, I'm gonna call shenanigans on that. I don't think it was her family.
Yeah. How Ippon announced that like 2 days before it happens. So I got that notification. I'm like,
it's the shortest. It's
super short notice. I mean, I'm still here in Tochigi. So Saturday I had Hanshikai. Sunday I had Hanshikai. So I did Saturday normally here, like I normally do on my computer. And then I'm like thinking, okay, how the hell am I? And I'm like talking to Ryan, like, should I cancel it? It's like, no, you shouldn't, especially because you just fix your account, blah blah blah. So then I'm like, okay, the only way I can make this so I can do my Hashikai and do the show and like work with my schedule or whatever. Because also this is like 3 days, 4 days before I had to come back to Osaka again for the Natsu concert, so it's a really stupid idea and stupid trip anyway. Took a night bus for Saturday night, arrived Sunday morning, went to a net cafe, took a shower because I'm all nasty from like 10 hours on the night bus, and then did my calls from a net cafe on my phone, and it was super janky.
You didn't even have a drink bar.
Didn't have a drink bar. That was the worst part of this. The Kisetsu Cafe, or whatever it's called. Kisetsu Club. I found another one in Osaka that actually did have the drink bar and the soft cream bar. So the one I went to sucks. Don't go to the one in Ichimai. That one sucks ass.
Oh my god! So like, Jeff scammed you.
Yeah. Well, no, I just that one sucked. Like I found another one that was like in. I think it was still in Namba, but I think it was like maybe on like the border of Shinsaibashi or something. Cause that one had like a big ice cream sign outside. Shit. I think I just picked that one because it was like closer to the theater, for the purpose of what I was doing. But yeah, so I did all my calls, and I think actually my last call finished like about like an hour before I had to go and check in, or half hour before I had to check in at the theater. So yeah, I got to do the whole check-in, the whole theater experience. And yeah, while I was like going in, I could hear Misaki's little like announcement about the rules in the theater lobby.
They play that there. I guess it makes sense.
But I think I was either moving around too fast or I couldn't quite hear it very clearly. I was thinking like pulling out my phone to try to like, record it and then play it in Discord, but I just heard just random like a soft English voice going on. But yeah. So I watched the Takai and I got a little picture when I left and then took a night bus back. So basically, it was like a raid, an Osaka raid. I was in there for like less than like 7 hours, in and out. I was on the bus for like 20 hours. So it was a shitty trip.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah. Crazy shit. No,
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, of like the stupid Wota things that we do, like. I mean, I guess your thing is like up there now.
That's my version. Yeah, I mean, Jeff went there for an amusement park.
It's usually like the dumb things. Like I don't do it anymore, so I've retired from doing stupid shit. But I've done like way stupider shit than that. But now like Jeff has the monopoly of doing stupid shit, stupid Wota shit. So. But that was a good
stupid shit story.
It was a good it's a good contender. I think like Jeff probably wins by going to Kansai just to watch a TV show.
No,
that's pretty bad.
That wasn't actually why. It just happened to be the right time.
Yeah,
I like the story.
Yeah, so but like your thing about like this, I mean it's very common. Like I've done like a day trip for theater. I mean a lot of people do it, but like for a theater that I don't give a shit about, and like for a talk show, like I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, and even you were telling me like after I already like booked like the bus tickets and stuff. Like, yeah, in hindsight, I wouldn't have done this.
But you needed to do it to save your account. So it's
that's the main reason. Yeah. And then actually kind of worked.
If you think about it as in that way as like an investment for your account, because like you also like not to spoil, but you also won Kanselmachi subsequently.
Yeah, after the concerts that we went to that weekend, it's actually for Shinshin's Seitansai. But yeah, so I kind of jumping in this with the Kanselmachi, got to do that, and that was my first time doing this kind of Kanselmachi also. So I'm like texting Ryan the whole time. Okay, what do I do next? What do I do next? I'm like freaking out. Like I feel like it's super annoying, but yeah, you stand outside, and then like the guy like has a clipboard, and he says, "Yeah, I'm Kanselmachi number 60 something." And I'm like, okay, cool.
They had to climb like 5 flights of stairs.
No, I didn't have to climb any stairs. It was all just on the outside the theater.
Maybe they changed it.
Well, because the stairwell is enclosed space, not good for COVID, right?
Yeah, so it has all just standing outside, like against the wall, like against like that fence thing. That's like before the fire escape.
Did you see the Omake people?
No.
They're by the pachinko. It's a completely separate line for Omake.
Okay, I think they like have like 2 signs out, and they're both like in that same area. I've seen the Omake sign before, but. I didn't see any people. Anyway, I was like Kanselmachi number 64, and I think I saw the cancellation sign is only 12 cancellations, so no chance of getting in. But I think before they cut us off, though, I think I was like, there's like about 10 of us left in line.
I mean, you got close.
Yeah, we got into the theater.
Like I've all the times that I've ever done Kanselmachi, I've never gotten as far as the door. Like the furthest I got was like on top of the stairs.
Okay.
So that was pretty far, right? But because I'm crazy, so I've done like Kanselmachi for like 100, number 100.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, maybe you never know.
Yeah, and so there's like another part to this. So I wasn't expecting to get in to this at all. But the thing is, if you show up for Kanselmachi and you don't get in, all the remaining people get their number entered to like a raffle, and then the prize for raffle, it varies, but it can range from like the 98 tickets, which is basically a guaranteed theater ticket for a later show. But yeah, my number didn't get picked, and then I went home. went back to my hotel.
Didn't you go to Poncho?
No, I didn't go to Poncho. It was like, what time was it at this point? I guess it must have been 6. I think we're tired because we were at Universal Studios the whole day before, and my feet were tired. So I'm like, nah, I don't want to do any more walking.
Well, just to be clear though, you didn't go to Osaka just for the Kanzamachi, right?
No, this was like, I was already there, and I was already planning to stay like that day anyway, because it was like a day after the concert. I booked a flight. I was gonna leave on Tuesday, and this was on Monday, so it was like, there's no harm in doing this.
Yeah. So Matt is nuts, but he's not that nuts.
Jeff was telling me he was gonna go for like the Wink show on Wednesday, which is like a day after he left or 2 days after he left.
I would have just stayed and then worked remotely.
Yeah. And like if I both was like prepared, like already packed my clothes and stuff, I may have even stayed when I went up for the Dumb Talk event, stay for like 4 more days. And then rather than have to go back to Tochigi and then go back to Osaka in the same week, because it was like literally a 4-day difference between those two adventures.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, so I used to travel a lot for
work, in quotes.
I mean, work and water stuff, both. But I hate hotels. I really don't like staying in hotels. So, like, just
you try to
just
avoid
like
them.
The idea.
Are you afraid of like bed bugs and stuff, or?
No, not really. It's just like it's like if you think about it, like, so for example, your situation, right? Like, you could have stayed like 4 days, right?
Yeah.
But then how many clothes would you have had?
Yeah,
to
exactly. That's the main reason why I didn't, because I didn't bring in another set of clothes.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
I've done that shit though. I've done like 4 days or 5 days, and just to like, you know, connect like like idol events together. It's like, oh, if I stay like an extra 2 days, I could go to this other one. So instead of like going back and forth by Shinkansen, right, you just like stay in Kansai for 2 extra days or something. And I know this is something like Jeff does a lot, but I don't know, like I don't enjoy doing it, so I'm just happy that I don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah. And the main reason I did the night bus, is because like I didn't want to do Hashikai on the Shinkansen, because that'd be a clusterfuck. That's the reason why it was like there's like 5D chess to make everything work with my super busy schedule, because, you know, I have a whole lot of shit going on.
But the night bus, if you guys have never done a night bus, don't.
Yeah, first thing, don't. Second thing, don't do a day bus either.
The day bus is worse though. At least night bus is like, you know, you would have been sleeping anyway, but it's a fucking awful. Yeah, like it's uncomfortable. I mean, you get to sleep, but then you don't feel refreshed.
Nope.
And you arrive in your destination at like 7 a.m. when nothing is open.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you're lucky if you arrive at 7 a.m. Like, I've done buses that have arrived at like, you know, 5:30 or 6. Like, that's how I learned about, like, you know, oh, I could totally just go to a net cafe and wait there.
Anyway, moral story, I guess, yeah, my account's fixed, so I can hopefully go see some real shows in the future and not like talk show bullshit. Maybe I'll go see Miru's graduation show just to spite Andy. Okay, yeah, so that's that for part of the show. Next, I'm just gonna plug some things we have coming up. So on August 27th, NMB is gonna be performing at Jam, which is in Yokohama Arena. So me and Jeff are going to that, and they announced the lineup for that. It's gonna be the Otoshiana Senbatsu.
Boo!
Yay! Yeah, even Arda's cheering. He's not even going. Yeah, I'm happy for that. Actually, I guess Jeff was telling me, I think we have okay seats or something about. You don't know details.
So they have this normally at Jam it's a giant idol like festival.
Yeah.
With multiple groups going, and it used to be like, I guess you just show up and then like claim a seat. And so, like, if you want to be a really good seat for your group, you might have to sit there for hours, like, claiming the first row. Yeah. But then, because of COVID, now they can't do that, and every seat is assigned. But then they also have, like, a priority area up front for like each group of 2 artists. So I applied for the priority tickets for NMB, and I think we got them.
And I think this block is NMB and I think AKB are also.
No, it's Osaka Shun Kashuto, like some Chika idol group.
Okay.
I've seen them actually.
Oh, really?
This was a really long time ago. I think they guessed back when Yugata was just starting out. They would sometimes have like I don't know, it's like intermission or something. And they had like this group. I remember because the name was stupid, so I remember the name.
I wonder.
It's no Koberries.
Koberries, yeah. I've seen Koberries too, by the way. Like outside the station. Yeah. It's like, ooh, there's some idols there.
I wonder, are they connected to Yoshimoto somehow?
Probably, yeah. Osaka Shuto,
Yeah.
right? Shunka Shuto, yeah. Probably.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like a less than 30-minute performance, and we're paying like 11,000 yen for this.
Yeah, Jesus.
Jesus.
Is this like up there with like, you know, dumb shit?
But it's like
trips.
NMB almost never comes to Kanto anymore now. So
yeah.
Gotta support them. But
yeah,
we're not gonna support them enough to go to Tokyo Idol Festival.
Yeah, that sounds like a fucking Corona death trap. I mean, this also is probably gonna be a Corona death trap.
This is a Corona death trap too.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You guys are vaccinated.
Yep. Vaccinated, masked up. Hopefully Delta doesn't catch us. Yeah, so that's gonna be exciting. Looking forward to that next weekend. Also next weekend is YNN Camp, summer camp. It's on August 29th. In the time between recording and editing this podcast, some news just came in that the YNN Camp has been postponed due to the coronavirus pandemic. No details on when it'll be rescheduled, but they said there will be something else planned for August 29th.
Yeah, we have no details.
Yeah, did they even say what time it starts?
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, because there was a trailer. There was a trailer at the concerts, the Osaka Jo concerts, but it's just like flashback of all the past summer camps, and then it's like, oh, 7 Camp War, and that's it. I mean, they'll probably have more details.
Did they say who's gonna be on it?
7th Gen plus an equal number of senpais. Yeah,
I see.
So 11 versus. I mean, is Siyeon gonna be? I
hope so.
I have no idea.
That'd be good. Good, like, you know, first.
I think so that's the weird thing, though. I think so because like you can see like she's still like training with Akira, right? So is she like an official member now, or is she still? Like,
she's Kyusei.
I mean, she was.
I know she's Kyusei, but
introduced.
Yeah, but she doesn't do other things.
She has Twitter.
Momame.
She has a blog.
She has Momame. No, she doesn't have Momame. Not yet. But yeah. But yeah, maybe she'll be there. It'll be nice if she does get her first exposure at like seeing her do variety stuff.
I mean, they made the 7th gens do like Mutsugore on their second day, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's true. That was fucking.
Yeah. Or I guess we're hoping for like maybe some Among Us action because all the 7th gens love that. But that'd be.
How are you even gonna do that during camp though? I think the camp model last year was okay.
Yeah, because they had to because of the whole like social distancing stuff.
But like the video game stuff was like fun.
Yeah, I think Arda suggested last time like if they do like real life Among Us, which is just hide and seek or werewolf game. Yeah, maybe they come up with like a fake version of Among Us. Actually, I think kids actually play like real life Among Us, but they call it Imposter. And it's like tag.
Isn't that just werewolf?
Yeah, it's like tag, and then whoever like they try to catch whoever killed the person or whatever.
How would you know then?
I don't know. It's a dumb kid game. They make the rules up all the time. Okay. I don't know. But anyway, that's gonna be happening. So it's probably 6 hours long stream on Sunday. So check that out. Now that we have an event coming up, so they finish all their handshake events, all their online handshake events, but they're doing a 2-shot and 1-shot event on September 4th and 5th, which is you have to. This actually you can still buy tickets for this. I believe.
You can buy tickets.
You have to buy it through Uta 10
application.
for 3rd round. Yeah, through Uta 10, so it's not Fortune Music or any of the other things they've used before. But you have to buy them as a bundle. You have to buy 3 copies of Shirare Yanagi ABC. It's all a bundle. It's like 5,000 yen.
Oh no, NMB's doing the Chigaido shit now.
SK82.
You buy those, yeah, and basically you get an online 2-shot event on the 4th, and then an online 1-shot event where they just take a picture and then they'll sign it and they make like a digital checky. It's pretty dumb. I didn't do that. But yeah, 5,000 yen for a 2-shot. That's a lot. That's why I didn't go too crazy with that.
But this 2-shot is like online 2-shot,
Yes.
right? It's not like actual 2-shot. Like fuck that.
Yeah, you take it they take a screenshot with your phone, which I can already do that. Wait.
Yeah.
But officially, yeah. Yep. And then they also announced the group Hanshikai, which I think will be too late to actually sign up for this, but this is this is like their national handshake event, ticket event. But last time they did it with the non-battle teams, but this time they kind of shuffled around all the groups, and it's a really weird assortment of the groups. To the point it's like annoying, the same way national handshake event groupings are annoying. Like if I want to go talk to Anju, if I want to go talk to Harukaran, I have to go through Miki first. So it's like 6 or 7 members in a line, but they did this before. It's with with Live, so not Iru World. But it's too late to sign for that, but that's something we'll talk about maybe next time. And I also have some other things coming up that you can check out. If you missed it last time, there was the Episode 1 Awards. It finally got subbed. You can check that out on TEPPEN Subs. And then I have another thing I'm working on called entitled Mystery Project HHT.
What's that?
You have to wait and find out. I'm not going to give it away, but that's the clue, HHT. It's a wind-in thing, so that's the clue I'll give also. I'm actually almost done with it, so I just need to time it and then get some things checked out. Hey! No spoilers.
Spoilers.
Not to bleep you out. Is that? And the last thing, this is a really cool thing that just happened very recently. Friend of the show, Groovy, I'll actually give him credit because he actually did like pretty much all the work on this. He crafted the NMB48 card. If you don't want card, the
Wait, does he want the credit?
CAARD. I don't know, but we say it. We name drop them all the time anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, it's called NMB Guide. NMB48 Guide is on one of those cards, like the K-popper fan things that they have to make. And it's a really nice guide. Like, kind of has a lot of information about, explains what NMB is, kind of like what concepts they're all about, and then there's like all these like individual member pages with like the details and some little blurbs about it. It's still like a work in progress. Like we still like need to flesh out some data and add some extra stuff, but it's a really cool website to check out if you want to learn more about NMB48. Highly recommend it. If you want to get involved with the community, join the NMB Discord. I have a link to that in the description. Also, I have another video coming up for Takopa Tours. Check that out as well. We're all on Twitter. If you want to follow us, you can do that. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube or on whatever audio podcast app you use. And yeah, that's going to do it for this edition of NMB Takoyaki Party. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jeff, Ryan, Aruda, and Andy for joining me on this podcast. Thanks everyone for listening. I'll catch you guys again